Give me Greenie's reaction. He's getting it. He's finding it. He's finding it.
My wife.
On today's part of my take, we have co-owner of the Jacksonville Jaguars and founder of AEW Wrestling. It is Tony Khan. Awesome electric interview. We also have Cubs phenom Patrick Wisdom. We have Suns recap with the Clippers. Crazy ending. Hot seat, cool throne. FAQs. A pack show for you. And we're brought to you by our new friends. New advertiser alert. JB Weld. The world's strongest bond. I don't know what that sound was.
It's a fun sound.
Sound like you had the world's strongest bond in your throat, which shouldn't do. But you need this. Pros have trusted it for more than 50 years, but why hire a pro when JB Weld's adhesive products make it so easy to do it yourself? DIY projects, automotive repairs, plumbing, marine, and more for projects big and small, at home or in your garage. Use JB Weld. In fact, JB Weld products can be used on practically anything: metal, wood, plastics, glass, ceramics, and more. You need this. This is the do-it-all product, so keep it in your toolbox, your kitchen drawer, and even the back of your truck. What was that? Okay. And speaking of which, JB Weld just acquired Herculiner trucks. Talking about trucks. Herculiner, the original DIY truck bed liner. So if you're looking for the world's strongest truck bed liner, Herculiner has you covered there as well. Go be your strongest self. Use JB Weld, world's strongest bond. JB Weld available at jbweld.com, Walmart, Amazon, Home Depot, Lowe's, AutoZone, Advanced Auto Parts, Napa, O'Reilly's, O'Reilly's, Michaels, and more. JB Weld epoxy products are proudly made in the U.S. JB Weld, world's strongest bond. So, do it, buy it, tweet us at, same as the Coors, Mountains are blue.
Yep.
Tweet us your JB Weld bond. We'll retweet that
World's
shit.
strongest bond.
Let's go. All right. It's actually us and the AWLs.
There you go. Second strongest bond.
Yeah. What was that? Oh.
Rose.
Boom! World's strongest bond. Memes, you listening right now. All right. Okay. Let's go. Welcome to Part of My Take, presented by JB Weld, the world's strongest bond in the world. We're JB Weld guys now. Tweet us your JB Weld when you buy that strong bond. Today is Wednesday, June 23rd. Suns in 4. That ending ruled.
That was awesome. Tonight is one of those nights where it's like, hey, Big Cat, this is why we sports.
This is why we sports. This is why we stay up. If you missed it,
it's after midnight right now.
It is after midnight. Not a brag, but if you missed it, it was an all-time ending because you had everything. You had Playoff P showing up with, he actually made a nice layup a couple plays before this, but showing up with the back-to-back free throw misses. You had 16 replays that made the last 2 minutes of the game go, like an hour, I think? And then you had one of the coolest plays I've ever seen for a game winner. Jay Crowder with an absolutely perfect pass. Devin Booker with a nice screen to DeAndre Ayton, who basically caught it like in the rim and then dunked it home. That's the play that you...
Shout out to all of us that have ever watched the end of a basketball game that are like, they should just throw it up to the tallest guy and have him dunk it.
It is the play. You say it all the time. You're like, wait, why don't they just do this play for the inbound? It's impossible to do. The Suns not only pulled it off, they pulled it off for a game winner with 0.7 seconds left. DeAndre Ayton, he's a fucking beast, man. He's like DeAndre Ayton showing up to the whole Trae Young, Luka Doncic, that draft ruled discussion, being like, I rule too. I'm awesome on defense and offense.
DeAndre Ayton, I don't think has ever missed a shot in the NBA. He just dunks the ball all the time. I think if you look back on these playoffs, I don't know if it's just a hot streak that he's been on, but he's got to be shooting like 90% from the field. It's insane.
Figure it all out.
He's just yamming it. He's just yamming on fools left and right.
70% in his last 10 games.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good, considering I was obviously like exaggerating the 90%. 70% is insane. And he's just jamming on everybody. Playoff PP came back big time from the charity stripe. And although it's sad to watch, it's always nice when our stereotypes of certain players end up being true. It makes you feel smart.
I feel bad for Playoff P in this circumstance just because he is like the Clippers right now. You know, Terrence Mann obviously on the Friday night game. What What?
He missed 2 free throws.
No, I'm saying he's carrying the Clippers and he's fucking gassed. There's no what?
It's free throws at the end of the game.
I know, but I'm saying
they're called free throws for a reason.
I'm trying to put it into perspective that he has not been playoff P this entire playoffs. He was playoff P in that moment. He has not been playoff P this entire playoffs. Like, he has had good moments. He is, with Kawhi going out, winning that Utah series. That was bad. That was bad. That was tough.
All the replay reviews got to be a little bit much, but fortunately we had Mark Jackson and Jeff Van Gundy just doing like freestyle open mic, like scat poetry, just letting all their thoughts hang out when Jeff Van Gundy was like, I understand that this is the correct call, but they shouldn't call it. It's like, no, that's exactly what happened. The ball was out of bounds on Devin Booker.
Right. Change the rule, but if you're going to play by these rules, it went off his hand last.
I think his theory was like, you can't, like, if you look at the play, it was Pat Beverly who caused the ball to go out of bounds, but then that takes you back. Like, you can go down a very slippery slope on that one when you're like, well, what actually caused things to happen? Now you're judging intents of basketball. So It's like, no, you just you call it based on who it last touched while it was in bounds. It's pretty simple.
I think Mark Jackson and Jeff Van Gundy, I think the reason why they hate replays is that they know that if they have to talk like that without the game action going on, it's just the meter for America hating them goes up and up and up.
Oh, no, I think they love it. I think they see
Oh, no, Jeff Van Gundy hates it.
Mark Jackson loves having 30 seconds of dead air to kill for Mark Jackson. He looks at that like we look at a giant big plate of buffalo wings. He's like, let's go. Now is Mark Jackson's time to shine. America is going to hear from MJ on this one.
Jeff Van Gundy hates it.
Probably not him.
He openly hates it all the time.
Mark Jackson loves having that open mic going.
I have the stats. The final 2 minutes took 33 minutes.
That's insane.
To complete.
And you know what? It is one of those like old man yells at cloud things to be like, man, all these replays, but it really is terrible. It really does ruin the flow of the game. We also had DeMarcus Cousins pushing Devin Booker, which just no one talked about.
Yeah, so that should have been called, that should have been like a flagrant foul, right?
I have no idea.
Because as far as I know, and this is when we get to the whole time-space thing, but the buzzer had sounded for the end of the game, but they were going back to review the end of the game to see if there was any time left on the clock. So we were in a weird like limbo stage where the game was over, but it hadn't been restarted yet when the foul occurred.
Right.
So like then does that become a foul because the game technically wasn't over even though it was over?
I'm not sure. I don't know the rules of that. Campaign should be shouted out because it was the Campaign legacy game. Mm-hmm. He basically kept the Suns in this. What did he end up with? I think he ended up
28?
with like 29. What a fucking beast. I always knew it.
And then also big shout out to Devin Booker. Anytime you got a blood game going on, you have to win a blood game. You can't let the nose be broken for nothing.
Plugged up nose.
It was great how like there was a woman in the front row wearing a Steve Nash with a bloody nose t-shirt.
Mm-hmm. It's just Suns in force. Suns are rocking. Baby. Yeah, Suns are fucking rocking. That does feel like a backbreaker for the Clippers. Unless Kawhi comes back. I don't know how you recover from that. But although they've been down 2-0 in every single series, so this might be where the Clippers exactly want them.
Oh, hey, you know what, Big Cat? A series doesn't start until the home team loses a game.
That's true. So here we go. This might be exactly what the Clippers needed to get, feel like they're pushing. And I think is game 3 Thursday. They're playing these series fast now. We're whipping through it. All right, so it is. While we were watching this game, I was thinking about how to start the show. Obviously, that happened, so DeAndre Ayton started the show. But the alternate start of the show was Detroit Pistons are back because they won the lottery. They get Cade Cunningham. That's kind of cool for them. That's it.
That's about it.
That's all I got.
Ben Wallace looked weird without a fro.
Yep.
It was kind of strange, but once I saw Ben Wallace on there, I was like, okay, I think that might bring some good magic to Detroit. Just because Ben Wallace, he's just awesome. Mm-hmm. He's just an awesome dude.
Country strong.
Big time.
Yeah, Campaign is getting on Scott Van Pelt's Sports Center right now, so at least he's getting shine there. He's just confident. Like, let him cook. Just let him fucking go for it. All right, so
it is election day today.
It is election day.
Appropriate for campaign to
who won?
Go off. Not some guy, not Yang.
The people.
Yeah.
The people won?
Democracy won today, Big Cat, in straight sets.
Damn. I got asked to vote like 4 times going to the subway. I don't even know. I just know I just got a shitload of emails.
I was going to vote. I was actually on my way out of the office to vote, and then Roan was on his way out of the office to vote too. And I was like, "Who are you voting for?" He told me. I was like, "Oh, that's the opposite of who I'm voting for." So we decided to just stay here and not vote.
Nice. Cancel each other out. That's
yeah.
perfect. Okay, so what else? Oh, the hockey. Canadiens are just good. I don't understand it. I think just, Price just keeps standing on his head. It is crazy, though, because the foregone conclusion, we talked to our Chicklets guys who are experts, is that the Knights would have killed them. Now the Canadiens are up 3-2 going home to try to get to the Stanley Cup final, which would be also fitting for a Canadian team to win the Stanley Cup in a year where there can't be fans. In Canada only.
Are there going to be 0 fans?
No, I think
they're probably going to do the thing where
thousand.
maybe they'll bring back like some of the first responders that they had up in Toronto.
They've had a few thousand.
Not those first responders, probably. Those turns out they were bad luck. But some of their own.
Yes.
How do you say wagon in French? I think it's just wagon.
Les Wagons.
Le wagon.
Les Wagons.
Le Rouge Rider wagon. They're amazing, and Fleury, man. We might have been watching the end of Fleury's career in real time over the last week.
Yeah.
Because I don't know what happened. What is it?
Voiture.
Voiture, that's car.
Let's go with Les Wagons.
Le wagon.
Les Wagons.
But yeah, Fleury, I think that might be the end of the road for him. They tried to give him this start, and they thought that he could bounce back, but I guess he got lit up again.
Yep, and for the Islanders, good news for you. You lost 8-0 on Monday night, but help is on the way. Hank, PFT, and I are going to be in the Collie on Wednesday night. Mm-hmm. So we could see the greatest game of all time. We could see people ripping their chairs out of their seats, the seats out, carrying them out, crying. It's the whole gamut of emotions could happen on Wednesday night.
My understanding is that since it's the last game that could be played at the Coliseum, if they end up losing, all the concessions that are there at the end of the game, they're free, right?
They are free.
They
all
no
the hot
longer.
dogs.
So all the hot dogs, the entire dessert cart, all the beers that they have left over, all the popcorn, you name it. I feel like we can just walk out with those.
Yeah. Take down all the banners.
Listen, it would be take the banners. But yeah, it'll be fun to be there. Hopefully they won't lose 8-0.
Yes,
That'd be nice.
I agree with that. I hope they do not lose 8-0.
It's almost impossible for them to lose 8-0.
Actually, I'm gonna disagree.
I would rather it be 9-0.
More seats for us because people would probably leave early.
Yeah, I was gonna say if it's 8-0, we're gonna beat the traffic.
True.
So yeah, 8-0, I'd be cool with.
Either way,
Like
most dangerous lead in hockey.
A 4-1 loss with an empty net goal would suck. Where it's like, oh, maybe they can come back.
Yeah.
That probably is the prediction. That's exactly what's going to happen. All right,
shutting down the old barn.
Yep, shutting down the old barn. All right, the other thing, Carl Nassib made big news. First active NFL player to come out of the closet. Mm-hmm. Pretty big news. Actually, huge news.
Yeah.
I know there's a lot of people like, this isn't news. Yeah, it is.
No, it was massive news, but also shout out to Carl for like how almost understated and chill he was. His message was like, hey, what's up, guys? It's me, Carl. Just real quick, I want to say I'm gay. And that was like pretty much it. It's like how John Wayne would have come out of the closet.
Yeah. Yeah, it was, it's a big moment. I know, like not having, just the fact that people will, and I thought we're at a point now where like, I didn't see a lot of negative stuff. I really didn't. No, I thought a lot of people were like, that's awesome.
There were a few comments about it. Actually, it speaks to something that Sig Ziglar has been saying for a while. He's the dude over at Outsports. He's been saying this for years, which is like the NFL's ready for it. The players, for the like the vast majority, are going to be supportive when it does happen.
Correct.
It'll almost be like a joyous occasion.
Yeah.
When it does happen. And sure, you're going to have some fans that are probably going to like cross a few lines that are not going to react to it the best way. But for the most part, I mean like more so during the regular season.
Yeah.
But I think for the most part, it was overwhelmingly supportive, which was cool to see.
Yeah.
And then even John Gruden. So like that was the question. It's like, what's old John going to say about this? And John was super supportive. John,
I would imagine that.
He said, I think what I learned a long time ago, that what makes a man different makes him great. It's like, that's cool, John.
Also, he like needs every defensive player he can have.
Right.
So that does play into
Yeah.
it.
I think maybe we should have like a recurring character on the show of just like extremely tolerant John Gruden.
Yeah.
Hey man, tell me how you do that stuff, Carl. Like, can you explain it to me? I think that's awesome, man. I invented Grindr, dude.
Ooh.
I did, man.
You had that one right, locked and loaded to go.
I didn't want to tweet it out.
Yeah, I know. You definitely had that locked and
Didn't
loaded to
want
go
to
for the last day and a half.
Didn't want to put that one on the internet, man. How do you guys decide who pays for dinner when you go out, man?
Is this one? Go ahead. Keep going.
No, I'm just rolling, man.
This is open mic night.
That's awesome.
PFT
I
is
love
John
this
Gruden. Anything
John,
else?
John,
No, you have one more.
No, I don't. But I do think that John Gruden is probably going to be like super over the top. Like any gay guy that John Gruden meets, he's going to be like, I got to introduce you to Carl, man. You love Carl. You guys would get along so well.
Probably. I mean, it was very cool. The Trevor project that he donated to, I thought was like, that was the other part of his video. Like, he not only came out and was like, hey, I'm not trying to make this a big deal. This is just who I am, which is great. And everyone was accepting of it. But also the Trevor project, which I had no idea about. And I was like, holy shit, I read about it. It's like, I saw the stat that he posted. It was if there's a suicidal I'm going to fuck this up. Help me.
LGBTQ.
Like teenager or kid, suicidal, if they have one accepting adult in their life, it's a 40% chance less likely that they will, be suicidal, commit suicide. Mm-hmm. So it's really just, if you're an adult, being accepting and finding a way to be that person that is like, show that to people. Be like, hey, I'm happy for Carl Nassib. This is awesome. There's no negative to this. This is a great, great thing. People should be really happy about it. And that can have an impact on someone's life.
Yeah, it was awesome.
So that's it.
I was actually like, when I saw the news come out and I saw the reaction to it, made me feel like happy about the future of the world. It's like, yeah, all right, I think we've got our shit together as a country.
Agreed. All right, so
I got one more.
Ugh. These are bad. Okay, go ahead.
They were bad?
Well,
I like the dinner one. Dinner one was good.
Dinner one was good. I think it's the Gruden.
I like them.
I think it's the voice.
Thank you, Hank. It's good. Listen, we need to support each other.
Yeah.
With it, I thought
Okay.
this.
Thumbs up.
All right, strongest bond now between me and Hank. Second, the bedliner.
Okay.
I was just gonna say DK Metcalf is still the straightest player in the NFL.
Wait, you want to do it in the Gruden voice?
No, it's not. It's not a Gruden.
Okay, got it. You didn't want to tweet any of these?
No, buddy.
No, they weren't bad. I just the accent,
There was a
And the
time.
puns.
There was a time when Big Cat supported my John Gruden voice.
Yeah, I guess
It was a while
yeah,
ago.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't. I guess maybe once we hired Joey and it's like he's the impression guy.
Oh, I suck at impressions.
Right.
But I still do them, Big
Right.
Cat.
Oh, I know.
I'm the Jameis.
I know you do.
I'm the Jameis Winston of impressions. I
When you
go out
whip out,
there.
give me a little Jerry Jones.
It's pretty similar.
I
to
know.
John
That's why I
Gruden.
want to give it to
How do you
me.
think Jerry reacted to the news?
Yeah, give me Jerry's reaction.
Jerry was like, "Give me that boy Michael Sam on the phone. Let's get back on the roster. I ain't gonna let this some bitch take
All
my
right,
headlines
that's
from
good.
him."
I like the off the cuff. That's good. Jerry, give me Greenie's reaction. He's getting it. He's finding it. He's finding it.
My wife. That's it.
Oh my God.
You think Sean McVay's jealous of John Gruden?
For what?
That John Gruden gets to be like Mr. Cool Coach now?
Yeah, probably a little.
He's like cold calling all his players, asking, "You got anything you want to tell me?"
Yeah. Hey, yeah, who's he got on his team that he could be like, hey, come on.
See, I don't want to even say because then you run into
Yeah, no, you put me in that spot right there.
the speculation police.
Yeah. All right.
But the bottom line is, you know what's great? As straight guys,
yeah.
I want to preface by saying that we're able to joke about it.
Yeah.
So no idea if that was appropriate or not, but I think the general feel is that like good for Carl, and we're happy that we're able to
Very happy.
accept this and move forward as a society.
It's an awesome, awesome thing.
Yep.
Nothing but happiness. Okay, let's do some hot seat cool throne. It is brought to you by our friends at Coors Seltzer. Summer is finally here, and Coors Seltzer is going to make our summers even better with their brand new limited edition flavor, Orange Cream Pop. Reminiscent of the summertime ice cream enjoyed on warm days, Coors Orange Cream Pop Hard Seltzer is a nostalgic blend of orange and vanilla with a touch of sweetness to taste like orange cream soda. It's the perfect, refreshing treat for a hot summer day. It's 4.5% ABV and only 90 calories per 12 ounces and comes in a 12-pack. While you're drinking the new Orange Cream Pop flavor, you're helping our mission to save the rivers. Every 12-pack sold refreshes 500 gallons of river water. The Coors Seltzer scoreboard is tracking how many gallons of river water we are saving all year long. We've saved more than 70,000 gallons of river water with a whole summer ahead of us. The goal is to restore 1 million gallons of river water. And tweet us your picture of Coors Seltzer with the hashtag #LetHankFish. For every pick, we count as one case added to the scoreboard, and Hank will go catch a fish in the East River. Get Coors Light and Coors Seltzer delivered straight to your door with Drizzly or Instacart, or go to CoorsSeltzer.com/take to see where you can purchase Rocky Mountain Refreshment now in a hard seltzer. Coors Brewing Company, Fort Worth, Texas. Celebrate responsibly. For every 12-pack sold through 12/31/2021, Coors will purchase services from Change the Course to restore 500 gallons of fresh river water, max 5 billion gallons through 2021. Details at CoorsSeltzer.com. Okay, Hank, hot seat, cool throne, Henry.
My hot seat is being that guy.
Ooh.
Oh, you're not that guy, Pat. What is it? You're not that guy, pal?
Not that guy, pal.
Pal. You're not that guy, pal.
Pretty much, it's a great clip, but I think that's going to be the clip of the summer. Everything you do with your friends, your coworkers, pretty much anything, any tweet, anything that goes out, any Instagram post, you're going to see comments about you're not that guy, or you are that guy. But hot seat, just if you think you're that guy, you're going to be told over the next few months many times that you, in fact, are not.
Yeah, if you go into a situation, you're like, I think I'm that dude right now. It turns out that you can just get cut down to size via a GIF. Is there any backstory that we have to this, or do we know what happened afterwards?
Well, the backstory is pretty simple. That once you get past the ages of 45, 50, and you're a father, and maybe you have a little bit of physique, maybe you go to the
you're
gym.
Just assuming he's a father?
Yeah, I am. It looked like he was at Costco or something. You have a strength that no one wants to fuck with. So that was such a classic. He was probably talking to a kid somewhere in the late teens, early 20s, and he just essentially put him right in his place where he's like, look, you think that you're hot shit, but you're not that guy, pal. And that would scare the fuck out of me if I were that 20-year-old kid. I would walk out of that place, the Costco, Sam's Club, and go and cry in my car, because there is something about that dad strength that is very intimidating.
It's just anybody over the age of 50 that says something super confidently to you, you're inclined to just believe what they say.
Their hands, that guy's hands are wrenches.
Mm-hmm. That guy, he looked like, what's his name? Was it Coach Taylor from Friday Night Lights?
He looked like his brother.
He looked like, his alcoholic brother that had been out in the sun all day and just telling you you're not that guy. Me watching it, I believed I wasn't that guy either. That's how far he reached through the computer.
We'll put the audio clip in here just in case no one's seen it. Just for
everyone's
reference.
seen it. But just
guy, word of warning, you're not going to be that guy after you hear this.
What that guy did is it's an incredible skill that only select few of guys have, where you basically diffuse a fight. What is that beeping? You diffuse a fight and win a fight with a sentence. You diffuse a fight and win a fight with just saying something to the person that wants to maybe partake in a fight. What is that beeping?
I think it's the Coors Light cooler.
Or is that Billy's ankle monitor?
Oh, yeah, shit. Are you not supposed to be here?
No, dude, I did my month.
Oh, okay. All right. You're not that guy, pal. Yeah, good hot seat, Hank.
Thank you. And then my cool throne is Matt Stafford.
Yeah.
This quote,
he is that guy.
He is that guy.
Yeah.
According to Sean McVay, this is that time of year when these quotes happen where immediately after I saw it, I went, looked at the Barstool Sportsbook, looked at Matt Stafford's odd, and was like, this looks good. But Sean McVay was talking to Albert Breer, said, bro, this dude's a bad motherfucker.
I'm rooting for Matt Stafford. Wait, keep going with the quote. Sorry.
Whatever people say about him, as good as it can be, he's even better than advertised. It makes sense to him. The guy's ability to see the game, his ability to draw on his experiences, the feel that he has, it's pretty special and unique. And man, his feel for people, his authentic way of connecting with his teammates, his coaches, this guy, it's great being around him. That quote, MVP. I saw it. I saw the future.
Dude, I'm rooting for Matt Stafford because there's a few takes that we all have out there that are just lingering, and Matt Stafford being a Hall of Famer would be I could retire on that take.
It's definitely a case of Jared Goff doing the SpongeBob meme out the window, looking at those.
Yeah,
two. How come he never used to talk dirty to me like that.
But guess what?
That's good for Jared. That's good motivation.
Yeah, excellent motivator. And I'm sure that Dan Campbell's gassing him up behind the scenes in his own way.
Right.
Why would you want to
feel
be
the need to say it publicly?
Why would you want to be with someone who doesn't love you?
You never would. It's a waste of time.
Waste of time.
It's actually, I think both sides won that breakup.
Yeah, sure. Agreed.
That's it. That's my hot seat and my cool throwing.
Nice,
All right.
Hank. Good
Good job, Hank. Those
Appreciate
are two
it.
solid choices.
Appreciate
Yeah.
it.
You are that guy, gassing up the bros.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
My hot seat.
You're not that guy, pal.
My hot seat
I
is.
can't wait to be old dad where I'm just like, I'm so beaten down by everything that I will beat you up with my words.
I think
It's like Billy. I feel like Billy. I feel like Billy is what I think of when I think of like listeners now. And it's I just think of a group of him and his friends just being drunk and being like, "You're not that guy. No, you're not that guy, Pat." Like all
right,
day
which
long.
is funny because
Right.
they actually are not. None of them are that guy.
Right.
But so
Right.
they're all correct when they say that to each
Right,
other.
right,
Yeah.
right.
And you've seen some shit like I'm sure that dude's probably spent 15 years changing diapers. He's got the 1,000-yard stare. He's like nothing that happens.
I don't know.
Nothing that
Children
happens
do not
in the
do
supermarket.
Till 15.
Maybe.
I'm not
Maybe he's
saying-
got like maybe he's got like a
15
Nick
kids.
Cannon
He's got, like,
situation
9
going.
First of all, yeah, exactly.
He's got
Maybe
9
he's Nick
kids.
Cannon just
He's Phil Rivers.
skeeting in everybody.
Yeah.
But yeah, you could be changing diapers for 15 years.
I gotta
Maybe you've
hope
got
not.
like 3 kids that suck at shitting, and then like 5 others that are just alcoholics, just crap in the bed all the time. Anyways, my hot seat is like 7 different quarterbacks in the NFL. Just off the top of my head, I think Gardner Minshew, Drews, Breeze, and Locke, Nick Foles, Daniel Jones, and Phillip Rivers, probably to name a few. Because Tom Brady went on LeBron's show, The Shop, which he stole from Nick Saban at Alabama.
Yep.
And they released a preview of it. And in the preview, Tom was talking about the courtship, the quarterback courtship that happened last year. And there was one team in particular where he said, "Really? You're going to stick with that motherfucker over me?" So now everybody's trying to guess
I mean, it was the Bears.
what team. Well, it could be the Bears. I actually
I think he's talking about Mitch.
I think he was, I would say maybe the Colts.
I don't think he would play for the Colts. I felt like
It could be Drew Lock too.
He
Drew
was
Lock
always-
is a
Let's
good
talk
one.
about the Saints. I didn't
Really?
think it was close.
But I don't think he would say that about Drew Brees.
I think Tom Brady would say that about literally anybody.
Yeah, I think it's a non-personal thing.
Actually, no. It was on LeBron James's show. He was probably talking about Delonte West. The ultimate motherfucker.
It's when you have insecurities in life, and the Chicago Bears are my insecurity, like that. You just think everyone's talking about you, so you're like, "Oh fuck, that was definitely
I
directed
think
towards the Bears."
it's definitely like a Rorschach test. Whatever team you thought should have gone out to get Tom Brady last year, like there are a bunch of fans of different franchises that are going to see this and be like, "Yeah, he's talking about us," because that's the effect Tom Brady has. And it turns out he was probably right that they wouldn't be sticking with that motherfucker.
Yeah, won a Super Bowl.
Billy, what were you gonna say?
I think it was Garoppolo because he wanted to retire.
Actually, no, yeah, you're right. Actually, that is who it is. No, I really do think that's who it is. That I forgot when I first saw the clip. I was like 49ers, and then I started getting in my feels and was like Bears.
Well, sabermetrically, it's also most likely to be Phillip Rivers. He's probably fucked the most moms.
But I don't think he ever
Mrs.
would have gone to the Colts. That never felt like real.
Yeah.
But the 49ers and the Bears both were linked to him.
It would have been
in, like,
so
a significant
spiteful if
way.
he went to the 49ers
Yeah.
and just fucked over Jimmy again.
Yeah,
I actually
that's
would've
why,
loved that.
and I think that's why. Yeah,
I don't think he's that spiteful though. He won that. He definitely won that breakup.
You don't think Tom Brady's that spiteful?
No, I mean, like he was.
Dude,
he forced him out of town, and then he won 2 Super Bowls.
He's
which,
won
like, he
seven
was,
Seven Super Bowls, yeah.
Super Bowls, and he still is like 199th pick. It's like, no, you're not. You're the 7th Super Bowl guy.
Yeah.
It's a great motivator. It's credit to him. He's able to keep that. If I won 7 Super Bowls after being a 6th-round draft pick or 5th round, whatever it is, I think I would start to be like, you know what? I think I'm pretty good.
I'm that dude.
Yeah, I am that guy.
And then my cool throne is the notion of amateurism dying in America because the Supreme Court put like an Alabama Notre Dame style beatdown on the NCAA, 9-0. It was a hockey score. It was an Islanders Lightning score.
Ouch.
And they essentially said, guess what? You cannot define amateurism as being an entity that does not pay people. So they were using the term amateurism to describe amateurism and using that to explain why you can't provide benefits to players. And the biggest thing coming out of this, first of all, it's like the first domino to fall. So the NCAA is done. And you're always not in a great position when the federal government is like, this organization is really fucking corrupt. And when you can get like 9 Supreme Court judges to agree on anything, you're probably fucked. So it's like the first domino to fall. And one of the things that they ruled is that schools are allowed to provide as many education-related expenses as they want to players. So that includes free laptops and post-education paid internships.
Damn, Cam Newton would still be a Florida Gator.
The free laptop thing is interesting because you could, in theory, provide an athlete with like an entire dorm room filled with servers for them to mine cryptocurrency in that dorm room. Like LSU could be like, hey, we're going to build a new dorm called the Arch Manning Dormitory. It's just going to be filled with computers. And so you can just generate money for yourself while you're here.
But you'd have to be like a computer programmer.
The school could probably find a couple of computer programmers.
Oh, so they would get the laptops.
No. You would give them to Arch Manning.
Got it.
And then while they were at LSU or Ole Miss or wherever they were going to school, they just have like a full-time income-generating server farm mining Bitcoins.
Got it.
So that's going to be the new like Cash App or Venmo payments, I think, if I can see the future.
Got it. Crypto mines at campuses for the college students.
There's nothing right now, according to what the law says. You can provide students with as many computers as you want to.
Why not?
In that instance. But the bottom line is the NCAA is fucked. It's on its like last legs.
Yeah, which is good.
If anything, I mean, I hope they include in one of their decisions that just bring back the crystal ball from the BCS.
I do think there's going to be a group of people that like, what do they do now that they don't have the free points of just being like the NCAA sucks? Because that's a dunk online that anyone can do, and everyone would be like, yeah, good point. Even though I think there's not, besides maybe Doug Gottlieb and maybe Dickie V.
Maybe Danny Cannell.
Not a lot of people.
Yeah.
Oh, Dan Dockets. There's not a lot of people left out there who are like, yeah, these kids getting sweatpants and a trip to Italy every 4 years. That's payment.
Yeah, right.
So you lose something.
You do, but at this point, you've got Clarence Thomas and Sotomayor agreeing on something. So, I mean, that's pretty much the end of it.
Yeah.
That means that like 99.5% of America agrees that the NCAA is done.
Yeah. Wait, was that your cool throne or hot seat?
That was that a hot seat or was that a cool throne? I think that was a hot seat.
It was your cool throne. You said it was the notion of
amateurs being fucked over. Yeah.
All right, my hot seat is Greg Gard. I think people probably saw it. The Wisconsin Badgers season was not a great one for college basketball. They did beat Roy Williams in the tournament. His last game ever. Not a big deal. But the story came out. Very weird story. All the seniors, the 7 seniors, taped Greg Gard a private conversation basically saying he's a terrible coach and they don't have his back. Very weird story. I don't know how he recovers from it, but I also I kind of expected this because if you watch them, they were good the COVID year, they were peaking, and then this year they completely sucked and they never took the next step forward. So that's got to be a shitty feeling though to be a coach and a few months after your season flames out being like, "Oh yeah, and all your seniors taped an hour-long conversation you had with them."
Yeah, it's tough. So what do you do moving forward? Like no cell phones? Do you treat your office like a skiff? Like no electronics? Let's lift your shirt up. Let's see if you're wearing a wire.
You got to be constantly nervous.
Yeah.
Constantly nervous.
And so Greg Gard was like, I think he probably knows who taped it. I think if you're a coach, you probably have like a good idea who it was. Was it Trice?
Well, Brad Davison is doing another year.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That's got to be awkward.
That's very awkward.
That's got to be really awkward.
But I don't think Davison would wear a wire.
No, but he was in the room.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, it sucks. So, Devin Booker, time traveling. We're not going to time travel. My cool throne is Skip Bayless. Still got it. I don't know if you guys saw this. I didn't watch the actual segment, but a tweet that he had previewing his show, he said, "Why are LeBron and AD following Russell Westbrook's wife on Instagram now on Undisputed?"
I love it. I love it.
That is, just when you think that he doesn't have it anymore, he just throws 99 on the black.
I wish I had seen that segment because I hope Shannon Sharp's response was, well, Skip, because they probably want to fuck her.
Yeah, unbelievable. The guy just can't miss. He just keeps producing.
Who do you think gave him that scoop? Do you think that's Skip Bayless?
You're right.
Is this a bonkable situation for Skip? Like, was he going through her followers?
No.
Was he cruising her profile?
It's what you just brought up is a very interesting point because there's very clearly a person behind the scenes working for Skip Bayless that has Skip Bayless's brain and does all the things online.
Ernestine.
I want to meet that person.
I feel like Ernestine is involved in tech somehow.
No, it's like an evil
she has
genius.
A computer.
If I had to guess, it's like a 24-year-old kid who's probably bald and let's just say fat because he can't be on camera. He's got the brain, he's got the speaking ability, he doesn't have the looks, and he just feeds Skip Bayless crap all day, and it just ends up on TV.
Like his little private investigator for him. Yeah.
Right.
I mean,
I want to meet that person.
If we're being honest, anybody that's approximately that age in sports media should have a younger person. We're almost actually due for that.
Unfortunately, we do have that person.
Yeah.
He's doing great.
He's doing a great job. He's doing an awesome job.
He's doing incredible.
Yeah, Big Cat, we should hire somebody that's younger, maybe around the age of like 22, 23, is familiar with TikTok, Instagram, and is able to feed us these hot takes about athletes that we wouldn't be able to get to. If there's anybody out there that fits that description, please let us know.
We actually did. Is he listening right now? Memes? Shout out Memes. If you've seen him, we've retweeted him a bunch. He's very, very funny. PMT Memes on Twitter. He is now part of the crew.
Yep. Thanks to ZipRecruiter.
He lived the dream. He actually lived the dream. And people always like, how can I get hired? How can I find a job, at Barstool? It's basically working and showing that you have something and never like giving up on it. And that's what he did.
Mm-hmm. He basically roasted all of us enough to the point where we were like, okay,
very funny.
I think I like this guy.
And we have a guy named Memes now, which is fucking awesome. And I like him a lot. Not saying I like him any more than anyone else, but I like him a lot.
Mm-hmm. Me too.
Jake, your hot seat cool throat.
Before that, I will say
Billy, this is when you should take notes and like have comebacks for us at the end of the show.
We were talking about you.
Right. You got this.
You got it.
All right, but you got.
Do you have a pen?
Right.
Oh,
yeah. Okay. All right.
Good.
Good.
Good job, Billy.
I was at a friend's house this weekend, and they had a microwave at Skip Bayless level.
Oh, really?
First time I've seen it in person.
Did you?
My parents are remodeling their kitchen, and they're like, we're going to get a microwave down there. And I was like, a Skip Bayless microwave? And they were like, what do you mean? And I didn't even bother to explain it to them, but I was like, I don't know about that.
What's the purpose for? Did you ask them what they use it for?
Apparently that's the new thing. That's like the trendy.
In case you got to heat up your piss really fast.
I actually just realized, I've been living in my place for a year now. I don't have Skip Bayless. It's not dick level. It's like shin level.
Yeah,
wow.
That's like low.
So it's not full Skip Bayless. It's like knee level. It's very annoying.
I mean that is something.
Well, you're a tall guy though too. Skip's not.
Yeah,
it's something that if you were having a few beers when you're like 22 years old and you walk into any room that has a drawer at crotch level, like that thing's getting peed in at some point. There should be like an age limit. Like you have to be over the age of 26 before you're responsible enough to have really anything in your home that pulls out at your dick's level.
But I think that Hank is right. I think this is just how they do it now.
Trend.
Yeah, because it is like it's annoying and it's very annoying, but it also clean design. Like, if you just have a big microwave sitting on your countertop, it doesn't look good. So they just stash it away.
Build it into the...
Where I break my back.
Yeah.
And also, I'm pretty sure... Can you get, radiation through the microwave?
Yeah, so I was always told don't stand in front of a microwave while it's cooking.
It's literally his head level.
Superpowers.
Yeah. All right.
Hot seat is Bryson DeChambeau and Aaron Rodgers because Brady posted some putts today. He looks ready. Him and Phil. I mean, we're obviously rooting for them.
Yeah, they're those guys.
Duh.
And a lot of people are saying that the second putt that Brady hit didn't actually go in and it was edited. I think it absolutely went
totally
in.
Edited.
It definitely went in.
What did you actually just ask us if we're rooting for?
No, I didn't ask. I just meant like.
No, but you're like we're rooting for them, right? Like
no, I didn't say
Aaron Rodgers and Bryson DeChambeau.
I literally tweeted this morning, like Team Phil and
like Hitler and Osama bin Laden are playing him, and I'm probably low key being like, these other guys.
That's some comparison.
It's just golf. Yeah,
he's pretty big. He's tall. He can fucking drive it a real long way.
It's actually what you're going through right now is exactly what the U.S. went through in like the late '80s. So you're supporting bin Laden because he's taken out Hussein at the time.
Whatever. You just put my two biggest enemies together.
Yeah.
I don't care who's playing against them.
Yeah. And then cool throne is Robert Griffin III. So ESPN and Fox are in a bidding war for him as an analyst.
Whoa.
Mm-hmm.
So it looks like he found his future career.
Good for him. How did that start?
How do we not get in that?
Wait, but also who?
This seems
a bidding war.
It seems like something that might have been leaked straight from the camp of Robert Griffin III.
I was going to say, there's no way.
There's another anonymous quote out there that it said he's the next coming of Tony Romo. Yeah, and so we got to get in on that. You know what? It's probably his dad.
Whatever happened to you going to his fantasy camp?
It's probably RG Jr.
Yeah,
or second.
Or Greta.
Greta is probably all over this. What do you
This doesn't pass the do I have a brain in my skull test.
Yeah.
Just straight up.
Good for him, though.
That he's able to get people like you to say there's a bidding war.
I mean, if Pro Football Talk and the New York Post are saying
they'll publish
anything. Yeah. Florio, come on, be better.
Especially this time of year.
Exactly.
Yeah, right.
They're looking for clicks.
Good point, Hank.
Yeah. No, I don't think that I don't think there's a bidding war going on for RG3 services as much as I would like. And by the way, his fantasy game.
This is the headline.
Like, we just said that back to you. Do you hear? Do you hear it now?
Crazy.
You hear it, right?
Yeah.
I actually thought that RG3 would be lucky. I thought what he was going for this whole summer. He is desperately looking for a job to be an Olympic commentator. So he's releasing all these videos of him like doing hurdles and stuff out on track, just reminding people that he was an elite level sprinter and hurdler. The Olympics are coming up. I thought he would get lucky if Bleacher Report was like, hey, can you zoom in once a week to talk to us about hurdling? Yeah. I thought but no, you're right. No, he's got a bidding war.
Well,
I heard that
the quote
I heard
is-
that Chris Collinsworth is getting squeezed out.
Oh,
The
just
quote
saying
is-
it back out loud is so
The
fucking
executives
funny.
were, quote, blown away by his audition.
Yeah, he did
All right,
an amazing
maybe.
audition. I mean,
Who
if it was
knows? We're
anything
rooting
like
for
his
him.
combine performance,
Yeah.
like the guy, he shows up in practice for sure. He put out a video of him running a 40-yard dash. Watch this video if you haven't seen it, because he labeled it. He put like his whole stats on there. He was like, I'm 6'2", 215 pounds, 31 years old, and I still run a 4.27. And if you just look at the video on Instagram, the video is 5 seconds long. It says 5 seconds on the video. If it is in fact a 4.27, he is the longest strider in the history of the world, because it looks
Yes.
like he's running underwater. But listen, I don't want to trash RG3. I love RG3. He's always going to have a big part of my heart. But bidding war is a strong term.
Big Cat, you just came up on this article about the bidding
Oh yeah,
war.
there it is. I
Yeah.
did not. If that had been brought up when I was with Florio, I would have laughed in his face, just like I'm laughing in yours.
Maybe next week.
Yeah, I'll try to get him to bring it up. All right, is that it?
Yes, that is it.
I totally forgot about the fantasy camp thing. His whole life is a fantasy camp.
You save it for the end, Billy. We save it for the end. You got your hot seat, cool throne in the recap.
Cool.
It's been 1 week.
You're doing great though, Billy.
You're doing great.
You're that guy right
You're
now.
doing awesome.
Oh, baseball. Want to talk baseball?
We'll do it after. We'll do it after the interviews. We'll do
Time travel.
Mike Greenberg's dumb rules.
Sweet.
And then FAQs. Before we get to our interview with Tony Khan, talk to you quickly about our friends Free Fly.
Lit ass interview, by the way.
Lit ass interview. Awesome interview. Free Fly has the best clothes out there. This is one of those sponsors that actually bought the clothes before they actually became a sponsor. Free Fly is the best. Free Fly makes performance clothing made from buttery soft bamboo, and it literally feels like, I don't know, the softest pillow you've ever seen in your entire life. I've tried it. I tried it before they started advertising with us. I love their shirts. Their lightweight sweatshirts are awesome. So whether you're outside hitting the gym or lounging around the house, this stuff is the absolute best. And on top of being super comfortable, Free Fly's bamboo clothing has UPF sun protection, wicks away moisture, and won't hold odor. You can get 20% off when you visit freeflyapparel.com/take. Again, that's freeflyapparel.com/take. 20% off freeflyapparel.com/take. Okay, here he is, Tony Khan. Okay, we now welcome on a very special guest. He is co-owner of the Jacksonville Jaguars, Fulham FC. He is the founder and president and CEO of AEW Wrestling. It is Tony Khan. Shot out of a cannon. Love it. Great to see you. I actually had this question lined up when we got a text message saying that you were here at 10 and like, hey, Tony's early. And then we were like, all right, we're ready at 10:45, and then we got a text back being like, well, now he needs till 10:50. I just want to give you credit. That was an alpha move. So that was a full-time alpha.
I didn't do any of it. I didn't do
Way
any
to
of
go.
that. That's like when you have people. This is the problem with people. This is why like I don't actually have an assistant. And when you go on like a press tour, like you have to. Mandy's great, and like I have great people, but you know, I normally do stuff one-on-one. So I should have just DM'd you, man, that I was gonna. I know I've known PFT for a while. We're Combine bros.
Yeah, we're happy you're here, though. We're happy you're here. You got awesome AEW shoes on. We're
Thanks.
going to talk everything. You want to start with AEW?
I'd love to. Thanks.
Okay.
Thanks for having me on. This is dope.
Yes.
Your
yes.
office is sick.
Yes, it is
Do
very.
you really
it is
think it's
very-
sick?
Yeah, I love it, dude.
Really?
Well, have you
Even this
seen
room?
like my pile and shit?
This is sick. Your pile is great. The weight bench is dope.
I don't know about that.
What do you think about that couch? That couch is actually broken.
I think it's good, man. I think I'm comfortable.
Okay, as long as you're comfortable, but like I'm honestly like I'm always interested to know when people come into this room,
Yeah.
like what their real impression is. Are they like, I'm gonna pretend like I'm cool in this environment? Are they like, I'm actually comfortable in this mess? Because me and Big Cat, we're like pigs. We're comfortable
Correct.
in messes.
It
Correct.
feels like I'm home.
All right, I like that.
The nice thing about this office is like I can keep my home clean. I don't actually keep it clean myself, but my office can be like my life, like in college. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like this is
Keeps you young.
This room is gross all the time.
Yeah, man. If you sub some of the subs like Lenny Dykstra out for Sammy Sosa, this could easily be my room in college.
No, he's our financial advisor, so it's important to have.
So just so you know, we come strapped.
I know that you probably have done okay with your money, but Lenny, he's 600-0 in his stock picks.
No,
one.
one.
Sorry, he got one
Keep
wrong.
him humble.
He got one wrong, and he hasn't been to jail in 3 years.
Yes.
So if you're looking to put your money with somebody, you could do worse than Nils.
Yeah, it's true. You could go with Pete Rose.
Yeah, right. All right, so let's talk AEW wrestling. So I'm a huge wrestling fan. I guess the first question I have is, what made you think that you could take on the big guys? Because it's been tried before, and it hasn't worked out. But like, I love this because I think the best thing for wrestling is competition, and giving the audience more than one thing to watch is always great. So what made you think like, hey, you know what? We can do this. Like, I want to do this. This is my plan, and let's go tackle this thing.
Oh, okay. Have you ever both of you have been in this situation where sometimes you're just like, you're at a party, you're with friends, and you're like, let's just try some shit, right? And that was what happened. I was at a party with some friends in Beverly Hills, and I saw my friend who was a president of TNT and TBS, and it all just kind of clicked. Like, it's probably something I'd thought about a million times, but I'd never until you get in the moment. And I went up to him and I said, Kev, are you looking at bidding on the WWE TV rights? And he said, yes, I am. And he said, I'm not looking at bidding on both packages. I'm looking at bidding on one of them. And I said, oh, knowing that's, of course, SmackDown. And he said it's going to go for probably over 150, and it ended up going for 205 million annually to Fox. But they were in on the bidding at least initially on the initial wave. And I said, Kev, that's interesting, but have you ever considered, maybe we could do this? And he was like, what do you mean? And I said, well, the company that you operate owned and operated 20 years ago today, which was true the day I said it, the number one wrestling company in the world. And he said, really? And I said, have you ever heard of WCW? He had not. But WCW, if people don't know, was formerly a competitor to the WWF. They ended up getting sold by AOL Time Warner, and they got shuttered, and it's not a thing anymore. But AEW exists, in my opinion, because of the failure of WCW, because they vacated this great time slot, this great relationship with TNT and TBS that we have. And that was the success of WCW, was the outlet, the penetration they had from TNT, TBS, and of course the fans. And there are all these fans that wanted an alternative. And so anyway, that's how.
I like how you're saying this was like your buddies and you got together at a party and you're like, hey, let's go start a wrestling league and then sell it for millions. Like, if it's me in that scenario, I'm like, let's go to 7-Eleven and order one of every kind of taquito and then come back and like do a blind tasting. Or that's like my big plan.
I bet you I can throw a football 65 yards. Like, no fucking way can you. And that's basically what you were doing.
And you just went full
way
send
bigger stakes
on starting a league.
Well,
yeah.
I've partied with you before, man. Like 99% of the time, it's just, you don't think of stuff like that. But every once in a while, like the spark's there and something cool.
Yeah.
So what are you going to do? What have you done and what did you learn from WCW? Because like hardcore wrestling fans know that WCW in the 90s, that's really kind of how the Attitude Era came, because it was Monday Night Wars and all that thing, all that was going on, and it was competition going at each other that elevated wrestling. So you obviously aren't in it to make WWE better and be like, competition will make them better and then I'll just go away. So what were like the big lessons that you learned or things that you've implemented that are different than WCW?
It's a great question. So I believe that there were a lot of successes of WCW you can learn from also. And so I've learned from the pros and the cons, and I think some of the things that went wrong for WCW, in my opinion, were the creative control. They gave creative control to a lot of the wrestlers, and some of the storylines are asinine, and some of the ideas were great, but like it was a very disorganized show. And then when they brought somebody else in from the WWF to be a writer named Vince Russo, he made it 10 times worse.
Yep.
And he took a problem, and then it was like they had a massive hangnail, and he just chopped off the arm.
Yeah.
And so that was a part of the problem. And then you have another major issue for them, in my opinion, was the management, that they were, most wrestling companies that have been really successful over time have had like one supreme commander at the top who's like owned it, booked, like done everything top to bottom, run the place, like run the management, whether it was Vince McMahon for years, organizing everything, Cowboy Bill Watts, Eddie Graham, Fritz von Erich, and countless others. And so I think like that made sense as a business model. And I told Kevin that's like the strong management WCW didn't have, I can provide. So in terms of being a more organized booker than anybody they had.
So, yeah. All right. So when are you going to do steroids so that you can be part of the, like, because that really, Vince McMahon doing steroids and showing up and, like, starting to get in the storylines, like, you're going to have to, right?
No, that's not. I mean, no, that is definitely not something.
I disagree with your artistic vision on this one.
Could you be a villain? Could you be like? Could you float out rumors like I'm going to move this thing over to London?
That's amazing. No, I would never want to be a villain on my own show, and I've never shown up on Dynamite or our pay-per-views.
That to me would be more
should.
fun.
I don't want to do it on my own.
You got like 250 and ripped, and you just showed up and you were a villain.
I don't need. Well, first of all, without completely a very solid natural physique, I think I've shown up on other wrestling shows and been a villain. I'm happy to open what I call the forbidden door that is me and go to other wrestling shows and appear there and kind of trash them and talk about how great AEW is and how we're the #1 cool wrestling company.
That's sick to call yourself the Forbidden Door. I want to call myself that at some point.
Well, I've trademarked it, so you can't.
Damn it.
Ooh.
Well, what about this? So you could go the other way if you don't want to put on 250 pounds or whatever. You could just like slim down a little bit, put on a big pair of glasses. I know that you've got like a sports analytics company.
How much can I slim down? I'm skinny.
No, get like super emaciated, and then you could just be the nerd that's ruining wrestling, and you could bring analytics into the wrestling ring.
Well, that's pretty good.
And try to like go over the top with these sabermetrics and tell the fans that they're rooting for the wrong guys because they don't actually compare that well when you look at the numbers.
That's why I like you so much, because like that's a great idea. That's actually a very good idea.
Because there was one guy I think in like backyard wrestling, he called himself like the progressive liberal, but only wrestled in very conservative states, and he just wore like Bernie Sanders shirts and yelled at everybody in the crowd about how they're backwards. Like that's what you should be doing, but with the analytics, and just make everybody hate you that way. I think honestly, I would watch that.
That's pretty good. It's not a bad idea actually.
So do that. You got to get in it. You got to get in the mix.
Well, that's pretty. I like I said, I've done stuff on other wrestling shows that kind of promote AEW and cross over. But that's kind of the line I don't want to cross, because I feel like you kind of disappear up your own butt when you like start writing that way, because you have to. So as a booker, one thing I know, and I've never had to book myself into the show other than like as a matchmaker. Like I'll make matches, but I do 99% of it is off screen. Like they'll say Tony Khan just announced this huge title match for next week, and you'll hear that every week.
Right. So you're like Suge Knight back in the 90s telling people like, oh, don't sign with Bad Boy Records. You don't want your producer dancing in your video. Come out to Death Row. That's you. Like,
but with like way less felonies and
yes,
good.
Yes, okay, but you also might get to his weight if you do the steroid route, like I said you should. Wait, so how do you? This is the part that I guess try to appeal to a guy like myself who I loved Attitude Era Wrestling. I still love the concept of wrestling. I still will watch probably 1 to 2 pay-per-views a year, but I'm not like hooked. And I know that obviously has something to do with, age and everything else, but it's also, it doesn't feel like this. There's new age stars that were like new age stars back in the 90s. And it feels like a lot of places or a lot of wrestling now is trying to relive that era. So how are you escaping from that era? How are you finding the new guys?
That's such a great question. And so first of all, I'm going to talk extensively on it. I have a question. Are you guys available September 15th and or September 22nd?
Probably
that
not.
Sounds like it's football season.
Football, no.
Wednesday. There's no football. What are you going to watch? A match? It's a Maction? A little Maction?
We'll watch Maction.
It's also waiver wire day on fantasy football. I'm pretty much
but we can do that. You could do that at the back. So, okay, we're doing AEW at the Prudential Center on Wednesday, September 15th, and we're doing the first ever wrestling show at Arthur Ashe Stadium here in New York City on September 22nd on Wednesday.
What if it rains?
Well, they have the roof.
Oh, okay.
On the Arthur Ashe. So
you've thought of everything.
U.S. Open has never had these. You come in, it's a great venue, Arthur Ashe Stadium, and so I'd love to have both of you there and show you firsthand. And now I will extensively give you a long-winded answer to that great question. It's I believe in the wrestling of the past, the present, and the future. the top stars of the past like still have great value and can still come in and contribute in a meaningful way. If and Sting and Jake the Snake are still a huge part of our show, just as an example. And then, top stars of the present, like the best wrestlers in the world, Chris Jericho, Kenny Omega, Jon Moxley, and stars of the future like Jungle Boy, who like gets a lot of hype and is the number one contender to the title right now. And MJF, I don't know if you guys are familiar with him, but he's one of the top young wrestlers in the world at 24. Dr. Britt Baker, our women's champion, who's one of the best acts in wrestling, is legit dentist, legit doctor. You guys would love her. She'd be a great person to come hang out because she's a huge football person too. She's a Penn State grad and went to dental school at Pitt. She's dope. She's a Steelers fan, which I don't like. And we have this great roster of like really young talent that is, some of them became like viral wrestling stars before AEW, and like they're being pushed in a meaningful way. So it's not like I said, the past, the present, and the future all in one, and then trying to keep it into a fun, organized show that delivers like good wrestling every single Wednesday.
So is AEW, is that like your main job? If you were to say your full-time job is running AEW, or how much time do you split between that and handling Jaguar stuff?
Dude, like I work, all I do is work. Like I don't have, I Jaguar, and it totally depends on the season. Like between on a Wednesday night during the AEW, absolutely. But I split my time in a pretty crazy way, and I work a lot of like 20-hour days and do crazy stuff, and like work a lot of like 90 plus. I mean, who am I kidding? Like I a lot more than 90 hours, a lot of weeks between the three things, and it just depends on where we're at in the season, and where we're at in NFL season, where we're at with English football season, and of course where AEW is. So it changes day to day. But I mean,
do you ever just wake up and you're like, this feels like a football day, I'm gonna do football stuff
No,
today?
It's crazy, dude. Yeah, it's like, but it's also hard to switch sometimes. Like I get so like the draft, especially Saturday, because I'm like, I am a big person on Saturday in the NFL draft. I will tell you that, because I believe in the undrafted free agency, and that is the thing that is like my Christmas in the NFL is the last day of the draft. I love signing undrafted free agents. Over half our secondary are players that I signed as undrafted free agents. I get on the phone, I chase guys, and you've got right now I take a lot of pride in it. Trey Herndon is going to come in and compete at nickel for us, and he's a guy from Vanderbilt. I called, and scouts had nothing on him, at the time, and I got him for like a very small signing bonus, and he took a chance, and now he's an important player for us. Jared Wilson, who made plays for us in the AFC playoff and been our starting free safety out of Michigan, is another guy who came out on a really small guarantee and signed James Robinson out of Illinois State, Corey Grant. Corey Grant out of Auburn, who did really well against the Patriots in the playoffs and then had a career-ending injury. He's a great running back. I've done a lot of players out of the secondary and a lot of running backs. Mike Hilton is a guy. Gus cut Mike Hilton. Mike Hilton went on to be a very good player. I got him for like $5,000.
Going to get back to Tony Khan in a second, but before we do, Norton 360 with LifeLock would like a word. It feels like everything that we do online comes with some sort of risk. If you're buying a pair of socks online, it might sound simple enough, but then the online store wants as much personal information from you as possible. What does your credit score, your eye color, your blood type, your mother's maiden name, or social security number have to do with buying socks? No one wants to be unsafe online, but every time you give up info and privacy, you might give up a little bit of your safety too. Norton 360 with LifeLock helps keep your digital life safer. You get a device security, you get a VPN to keep your Wi-Fi activity private, you get identity theft protection all in one. No one can prevent all cybercrime or identity theft or monitor all transactions at all businesses, but you can choose to be safer online. You just opt into cyber safety with Norton 360 with LifeLock. Join now and save 25% or more off your first year at norton.com/PMT. That's norton.com/PMT. Save 25%. And now, more Tony Khan.
Why, if we're talking Jaguars, let's talk this real quick. What's your problem? Why don't you like Blake Bortles?
I love Blake.
He's our best friend.
Blake's my good friend. I love Blake. And I've hung out with Blake at your guys' parties,
He's
too.
our best friend.
I've run into Blake at your guys' parties.
Oh, yeah, look. There it is. Right there. The Jags jersey.
That's great. I know.
Yeah.
I saw it. I love Blake.
Yeah.
Blake is great. Blake's one of the all-time leaders in NFL history.
There we go.
Yards per carry.
Yep.
Let's go.
Put
The
some
boat.
respect
Dual
on
threat.
his name.
I have tons of. I love the boat.
Okay, I like that.
Big boat guy.
You passed that test.
Good friend.
He also, he technically won you guys an AFC Championship game.
Yeah.
Because the refs took that one.
Miles Jack wasn't down.
Miles Jack
he was not down.
Are you going to get fined for saying that?
Miles Jack wasn't down. There's like
I mean, I
shirts,
agree.
and he wasn't down. We have signs all over town. It's a fact. Miles Jack wasn't down.
Yep.
No, he wasn't down. What's up with the pool? We've swam in the pool.
It's great.
Yeah.
We've used it for AEW actually in the Stadium Stampede in the pay-per-view.
Okay.
And we had Urban Meyer and Charlie Strong in the Stadium Stampede this year.
Yeah, how'd that work with Urban Meyer doing the AEW stuff? Did you have to like coach him up?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, and he's my friend. So we were at work, and then that's like sometimes the crossing over. I was in his office, and we're looking at the roster, and he, we were getting ready to. He's packing up his briefcase, and I said, would you maybe do me a pretty big favor tomorrow? And he said, well, sure. What is it? And I told him what it is. Would you appear in the Stadium Stampede, and it'd be like you and Charlie are working in your office late on Sunday night. And Charlie's a huge wrestling fan, so he's going to get a huge kick out of this, man. And then two of the top wrestlers, Chris Jericho and MJF, are going to brawl through your office while you're working and be like, what the hell? And we'll just improv a great scene. And he was like, yeah, sure, man. And he came in. Urban's the best, man. And Urban and Charlie were happy to do it. So it was a fun crossing over of the two things. It's the second Stadium Stampede we've done. And it was great.
I'm gonna be respectful. I have said some things about Urban Meyer. I'm not gonna say them in front of you because I think that would be disrespectful.
Urban's great, man.
Yeah. Agree to disagree, but that's respect. That's just respect.
Why don't you like Urban?
Well, we don't want to do this.
Okay,
Tony.
no, I know. Apparently, I don't want to do this. I think Urban's. I don't want to. Maybe I don't. I love him.
I'll just say, like, Big Cat
He's
said
changed
that
my
he's
life.
not going to say it.
Yeah,
I
you
would
know
not
what?
press
You know
any
what?
further on that.
I'm gonna fucking say it.
Instead of pressing you, let me have one. Can I take a parting shot and we'll walk away? Which is this.
I mean,
it's good.
I don't know,
and I think
Tony.
it's a good one because I know him really well now, and I didn't know him at all. And people get a reputation in life sometimes, and it's not really fair.
Mm-hmm.
And he's changed my life, and he's really like an awesome person. He's changed my life in the 6 months I've known him, or whatever it is, 5 months. And he, the way he motivates people, and I know you're not going to want to hear it if you don't like him, but if you get to know him, there is something about him, and you wonder, why has this guy been so successful? He's one of the most successful coaches ever.
I think he's a fantastic coach.
But as a person, I'm just saying, if he came in here and you worked with him, you'd love him.
I don't think we would like him.
Yeah, he'd probably
that
have my
much.
back if anything bad happened.
He would have your back on anything.
If he worked here, yeah.
If you worked with Urban, you would love him.
So does he actually think that he's in the military?
No, he's great.
Because he puts up these signs. I remember being at Ohio
No,
State. He's
it's-
got signs up that says, like, you are a United States
I
soldier.
spent 3 years working with, God bless him, he's a great man and I love him. I spent 3 years working with Tom. Like,
Right.
It was way more like the military
That's
when Tom
true.
was there.
That's a
Yeah,
good
so
point.
what was that like? Did you have to ask him if it was okay if you used the bathroom, or is that just
No,
players?
Tom's also a very misunderstood great person, and I really enjoyed him. He's been so successful, great coach, great man. But it was a lot more, like I said, that military theme was probably more prevalent with Tom than with Urban.
Okay, so I'm actually interested because he just started working there. Urban, you have like a new relationship. You're technically his boss. How far into the
My
relationship?
dad's Urban's boss.
Okay.
My dad and Urban have a great relationship. I work with Urban. My dad's Urban's boss.
All right, so how does that work though? Like in terms of being a new head coach, like as an owner, are you like you see him come in and you're like, 9:15 this morning. Interesting.
Not at all. No, and I'm not known for being like the morning. I work these crazy hours, but I work through the night all night, and so and Urban's a more early morning guy. In fact, it's gone the other way where I've pulled the all nighter and Urban's coming in. So it's he's great.
Did you ever have the discussion with him when you were drafting Trevor Lawrence that a long-haired quarterback has never won a Super Bowl?
That's
Good question.
no. I mean that's the
Why not?
Why?
You're the analytics guy. You should have thought of
What,
that.
You don't?
Did
Are
you
you
spreadsheet
biased?
this in?
Are you biased? Are you a self-hating, long-haired guy?
No, I'm honestly just somebody that understands the history of football. And so you look back throughout every quarterback that's won a Super Bowl, you notice trends. I'll put it this way. I would never draft me to play quarterback for my team in the NFL. I can recognize. I think I'm self-aware in that way.
What if you just got a haircut to play quarterback?
Yeah,
in the
good,
NFL?
yeah.
John Unitas,
First
like
overall.
haircut. You can set your watch.
Yeah.
Exactly. But, I mean, you can look at the analytics and be like, okay, the average hair length of every quarterback is usually somewhere between 1/2 inch and 1.5 inches. And there's actually, like, something to the fact that you can get tackled by your hair, too. It's easier to sack a quarterback with long hair. I'm just curious if those conversations took place behind the scenes.
No, they didn't.
What about, did you guys have was there ever a second where you're like, maybe we won't take Trevor Lawrence?
That's a great question. I mean, you just did the work. Our GM Trent went through. You did it like every player, without reputation, go through and Trent and Urban and everybody went through all the quarterbacks and gave everybody a fair shake.
I'm gonna say something nice about Urban Meyer. I thought it was an awesome move that he hired Trent Baalke because Jim Harbaugh hates Trent Baalke, and that was just sticking it to him a little more.
We know Trent had been with us for about a year before. And
Okay,
was the interim.
so then I strike that from the record.
He was the interim because he did want to work with him though because they didn't know each other coming in and they built a great relationship.
Very good GM.
He's great.
Yeah. Yes.
He had been our interim GM and then we were hiring at the same time both jobs. Trent's great too.
Have you got a chance to talk to Tim Tebow yet?
Yeah, of course.
What's he like?
Great guy.
What's he like?
He's a really nice guy.
Now,
Really like
he
the
could
nicest
change
guy.
your life. He's a motivator.
They both are.
Yeah.
They really both are. And they're both really special people. Absolutely.
Have you gotten to see him play tight end yet?
Yeah.
How's he looking?
He's good. He caught a pass and he's really looking pretty lit. It's a lot of reps in training camp. I would say this. He's for somebody coming in and playing the position after being off that long, you'd be shocked he's been out that long.
Are you concerned that he's going to be too much of an alpha for Trevor Lawrence? So he's going to come in. I don't know if you saw the video clip, but on his first day at training camp, he was walking next to him, pats him hard on the back, grabs his hand, shakes it, pulls his hand over. Clearly, like body language, mentally, physically, alpha is Trevor Lawrence. Is that going to be an issue? Because you want your quarterback to be the guy.
We have an alpha quarterback. Trevor's the man.
Gardner Minshew.
Oh, Gardner's great too.
Yeah.
Yeah, Gardner's a great guy. It's having a lot of alpha energy, I think, is a good thing. And Trevor's the ultimate alpha. And so we have a great room, great bunch of, really great bunch of people. And Tim in the tight end room is adding something, I think. So it'll be really interesting. And but Trevor's doing great. We had, our last full day of minicamp was yesterday, and Trevor tore it up, dude. Tore it up.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Let's talk some soccer real quick. So I own Swansea, you own Fulham. You guys have come down to, you got relegated. That sucked. How much did that suck? Because I went through my own relegation woes a couple of years ago. It's painful, man. I'm here for you.
Yeah, it's terrible. I didn't know. We've been having fun and like making light of stuff, but I can't make light of that. It's the worst thing, that's ever happened.
It sucks.
Yeah, it sucks, and going through it, it's really hard. Yeah.
What about the Super League? You guys, I noticed that Fulham came out and said that no Super League for us. You did release that statement after I released a statement saying no Super League for Swansea. So you're a little late, but that's okay.
Well, what you would, I think, timing-wise, I think we were two of the early statements, and I think it was a good thing to make a statement about early.
What do you make of that whole thing, though? Because it's like we haven't had someone. You're in a unique spot that you co-own an American franchise, and there's only a few people who do this, and the other guys who have it were part of the Super League. So what did you make of the entire thing?
Well, there are other American owners, I think, and there are not all the American owners who are involved with it, and these things happen in business. I don't think it's the end of the world, and it got worked out pretty well. And it's funny how it was the biggest story in sports for a couple days, and it's completely dropped off the map now. But it's in the past. It's water under the bridge, I think.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. When are you guys moving the Jaguars to London?
Come on. No, especially, I don't know if you've seen the stuff we're doing in Jacksonville. I don't know if you have.
No, I have. It's been one of those narratives that's existed for the last 10 years, and it gets brought up all the time. And I know that it's not true. What was it like? It was $100 million. How much money is being invested in Jacksonville?
A lot of money.
It's a shitload of money.
A ton of money, yeah.
More money than I can count is being put into Jacksonville. So it's not true. But did those rumors, because they were persistent, they've been persistent, they've been around, at least since 2012, as far as I can remember. Did they ever get to anybody in the building? Or is it something that you had to clearly communicate to everyone, hey, just so you know, we're not moving the team? How often did you have to say that to people?
I think, you get asked it on a weekly basis back in the day, but now this is the first time I've been asked in a long time, honestly, especially because the headlines about all the great stuff we're doing in Jacksonville. Jacksonville's been a great home for us. I living there through the pandemic, it's been, I'm working out of the stadium and doing everything out of there, and it's been great. And, being able to stay engaged with the Jaguars, but also it's been a great home for AEW. And AEW, we started bringing fans back and doing live shows in August and safely. We've been doing shows since August, outdoor. We started at 25% in our 5,000 seat amphitheater. So we would have crowds. I think we started at 20%. We would do like 1,000 and upped it to 25. It was like 1,250. The Jags then a couple weeks later when NFL started, the Jags and the Chiefs were the only teams in the NFL that had fans week 1.
Yeah.
And Jags went the whole season, no transmissions so doing these outdoor shows, it was great. Did either of you guys go to the national championship game or the Super Bowl?
We went to the national championship game.
It was great, right?
No, it was a year ago.
Oh, sorry. The last one before COVID.
So you didn't go to either of the big COVID championship games?
No.
I was in both in Florida. They were great. Both great live event experiences. And so people have been putting on. My philosophy early in the pandemic, when like our competitor was not doing any live shows with fans and went with virtual fans, I kind of went the other way. And I pushed back a little bit on the idea of virtual fans because I knew it was possible to do shows. If we were outdoors in this amphitheater in Florida, we should be able to get like 25%, like a drive-in movie theater is what I said.
That's awesome.
And I was like, let's bring it back. And we were the first ones to do it. This whole time we've had fans and we were doing pay-per-views with like all through the pandemic for over a year with like 1,250 people. And it's like, yeah, it's not the full 5,000, but it's like 25. It was still resembles, or you know what I mean? It's a wrestling show.
You get the environment of having fans,
right.
so the same like dynamic.
And like it was hard watching, your other people were watching, people up on a jumbotron at like, in little boxes, and it's like it's not the same, and the crowd noise being piped in is not the same. So, but there's nothing like the packed houses, and we're going back to that here in July. We're doing this tour. We've got Road Rager in Miami. We got 2 weeks of Fighter Fest in Austin and Dallas. And then Fight for the Fallen, which is this show. We always give money back to charity and do a different charity every year, and that's in Charlotte. And it's like our tour back full arenas. I've been in Jacksonville for over a year, and the fans in Jacksonville, like it turned into like an old school, like 70s, 80s wrestling territory.
That's sick.
That's
cool, yeah.
What's if you had to flash forward like 10 years from now, what would be a success for AEW? What would be like, hey, we did this?
It would be that we keep, I think maintaining, first of all, lasting and keeping a show going, and then, debuting another show this year. Like if both shows are really strong, if Dynamite and Rampage are both really strong shows 10 years from now, hopefully even stronger than now, I would be so proud.
Are you worried though a little bit that like the best pay-per-view names have already been taken?
I have the best by me. I have the best pay-per-view that we don't, because I don't do 76 pay-per-views. So I have four big pay-per-views instead of 29. So there's quarterly, like the big four.
Yeah, right.
So we have Memorial Day weekend. We do Double or Nothing, which we just had.
Okay, I like it.
It's in Vegas. MGM Grand sold it out, fastest sellout in Vegas wrestling history.
Double or Nothing.
Double or Nothing,
okay.
Vegas themed. We just had to do it in Jacksonville, but we still with the big poker chips and stuff. And it was first wrestling pay-per-view packed house that since the light at the end of the tunnel of the pandemic. And it was so sick. We just had it Memorial Day weekend. And then you'll appreciate this, dude. Every Labor Day weekend, we do a show in Hoffman Estates around Schaumburg at what the now arena used to be the Sears Center.
Yeah, where the Sky used to play.
Yeah.
Yep.
We do that and that's
actually no, that's where the Bulls play, the G League Bulls.
The G League Bulls play there. Yeah, that's
yes.
Yes. That is where they play.
Yeah.
And there's other stuff out there too. But anyway, it used to be called the Sears Center, now it's called I think the Now Arena. And so we do like we're doing a fan fest and a pay-per-view there. It's called All Out.
All Out, okay, all right.
All Out.
I'm going Double or Nothing 1, All Out 2, just right now.
They kind of sound like No Fear shirts from back in the 90s.
I like that.
Fear tastes like chicken.
Well, I think you're gonna like the next one, which is then in like November. I do this one. I'm doing on a Saturday because like why in November? I'm not gonna go up against Sunday Night Football. I'm not crazy against my own product.
Smart.
Head to head with my own product. No,
well, the Jaguars will probably be flexed out of that.
Well, I think we'll be doing so. I think we could be. We'll see
I'm kidding, but we are jagging off. We love the Jaguars.
Yes, we do.
But we also miss dearly the Thursday night games against the Titans.
Well, we'll see. Hey, they could be some big games against the Titans this year. I think.
Yeah. All right, so Thursday. Yeah, you were saying
the Thursday thing was a great tradition, though. It's been a great tradition. But anyway, yeah. So back to what we were saying. Before I got started. So Full Gear is we do in November. Full gear. Fucking, it's great. You got the big. If you saw the set, it's so cool. The Full Gear set is dope. And then we come back. It's like every 4 years is a leap day. We did the first one on a leap day, so you can't say leap day, but give or take, like the end of February or the first weekend in March, do Revolution.
Okay.
Revolution's fire.
Okay.
Revolution's a dope show, and so we got Revolution, Double or Nothing, All Out, and Full Gear.
Okay. Yeah, all right, that's okay. I was just thinking like WrestleMania, the name WrestleMania.
Right.
Like you can't really beat that, but those are good. I'm going to give you credit. Those are good. I had one other soccer question.
Hey, I'll tell you something. One thing.
Yeah.
Double or Nothing last year and this year, my opinion was a better show. The pandemic
unbiased opinion.
It's you know what, as objective opinion, I think it was, and I liked this year's WrestleMania a lot better than last year's because they had some fans this year and everyone there worked their ass off both years. But this year, both I think good shows. They did a 2-night show and it was a good show. I thought Double or Nothing this year was outstanding and it was the best wrestling show of the year so far. And last year, Double or Nothing in the pandemic, it kicked the shit out of WrestleMania last year. Like the pandemic version last year, not even close. Double or Nothing, much better show.
Yeah, it was weird watching with no fans. All right, so wait, one last soccer question. You obviously do analytics for football. Is there analytics for soccer? And what does it look like?
Of course, yeah.
But like,
It's
what
huge.
is it like? Kick it more into the goal?
It's a
Kick
huge,
it more
well, as
times?
a Swansea owner, I'm sure you.
Well,
know
yeah, I
these things.
know it's more of a trick question.
It's a huge. Oh yes, it's a huge. It's a huge community. The soccer analytics community, the European football analytics community. So there's a companies. Opta is a big company in the data tracking space. There's tons of information they provide, and you can learn about this and create VORP metrics like in baseball.
What's the new age like strategy? Like say the analogy to teams not running the ball as much and throwing on first down, or analogy to like teams saying OBP means more than batting average in baseball. What's the thing in soccer that you can point to and like, oh, this is what they're doing different and it's kind of working?
I mean, I think people do a lot of work on set pieces now, and in addition to a lot of work on set pieces, I think there's a lot of stylistic analytics, but I think a lot of it's just player evaluation. Like people are using analytics for player evaluation and scouting, and it's big.
Yeah.
Is it that short corner on the ground that everyone's hitting right now? Is that a result of the analytics?
I mean, there's some because like I think people have plays and trying to get people like from there, getting people up into the box or trying to create a different angle. But there's some reasons why people do that, and sometimes if they just that can be like like checking out of a play.
What about having a guy on the team that bites people? I feel like that's hot in soccer.
That's not
always
good.
hot.
That is not good. I feel like that. Hopefully, it happens every once in a while, but
It
hopefully
does. It
not.
does happen. Isn't that weird to say though? Like it's a pretty common occurrence in soccer
I don't
that
think
somebody
it's
will bite somebody.
I don't think it's a common occurrence.
What's happened? Like there's like
It
4 or
does.
5.
It happens.
Yeah, notable times in the last couple of years.
Well, Suarez, I think it was like at least 8 years ago. The one
There was one yesterday.
Yeah.
wasn't there?
Yeah.
So it's like he's scratching like the 0 days.
Yeah, right. Exactly. It's a bite. Yes.
I got one other like fan safety question. You're talking about the pandemic stuff, but in terms of fan safety, did you guys take any measures to like put a fence around the Jaguars statue after that kid got his head stuck in it?
No, but what's funny is I go by that statue going into work like every day, and like I've never once in my life if I ever thought like in the thousands of times I've walked by that. Never did I think put your head in there. I don't know why anybody
It's
was.
the funniest picture. I love it so much.
How'd they get that kid out? Did they call the fire
I
department?
don't know. I think he's dead. No, he's not dead.
His body's still in there.
He's fine.
It's
He's
like
fine.
he can't make it. Yeah, no, that picture is. I think they might have. I went and studied it when we were there. I think they shaved the teeth a little bit so that it wouldn't happen anymore.
Does that Jaguar have a name?
I've never named. I think it
Oh,
does.
it's a name.
Touchdown.
Touchdown.
His name is
Jaguar.
Touchdown.
What's the name of the mascot again?
Jackson DeVille.
Jackson DeVille. That's
Jackson
right.
DeVille.
Yeah.
that
Last
guy's
year,
a
legend.
the Stadium Stampede, Jackson DeVille ate a Judas effect from Chris Jericho.
Okay.
Jackson DeVille, I think, is the best mascot. If you have to have a mascot, which I don't think that NFL teams should have a nickname or a mascot, it's kind of candy ass. But if you have to have one, I think Jackson DeVille is the way to go.
That's great.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. It's kind of candy ass.
Have you thought about renaming your team the Jacksonville football team?
No, because there's only that's your football team's name.
Yeah, it is. It's true.
Yeah, the Jaguars are cool.
Yeah, Jaguars is dope. I think it's great. It's a great time to be a Jags fan.
Yeah. All right. It actually is a great time to be a Jags fan. Buy in now. Well, Tony, this has been awesome. We appreciate it.
Thanks,
I'm
dude.
going to try to start watching more wrestling. Again, I'm the guy you're probably trying to capture, the guy who loves the concept of wrestling. It is still real to me. And then, just trying to get back into it, find my way back into it.
That's exactly what you were. Exactly the kind of person we're trying to capture. I would love it if you'd please watch more wrestling.
Okay, and then Arthur asks you promise there's a roof?
There's a roof.
Okay. Well, I'll look into that.
That's the place that's got the chicken tenders you can dip into the Coke.
It's where George Costanza.
Maybe I'll come. Maybe I'll come.
Yeah.
Out by LaGuardia?
Yeah, you
Yeah.
could pull.
Bobby Valentine once saw a UFO out there. No joke.
Just don't pull a Costanza and like get caught on TV. Like,
Or do.
Yeah.
That would actually be great for my brand. All right. Well, Tony, this has been awesome, man. We really appreciate it. Everyone check out AEW. Don't have to tell people to watch NFL because they all do. And then Fulham coming back up. Swansea and Fulham, let's make a deal right now. We'll both be up next year.
Let's get the auto promotion spot.
Yes,
and
yes.
hopefully we don't end up in the playoff and playing
like
in the
what happened with
playoff.
Swansea. Yeah, that was bad.
Yeah, I've had, we've had good. That was they had a great season, and they're going to be one of the tough teams for us to play this year. And looking into it, it's that playoff is tough.
Yeah.
The 3 seasons that I've been with the team, the 3 seasons that I've been the director of football and run the player acquisitions and transfers. We've actually been in the playoff every year that I've done it, and we've won it 2 out of the 3 times.
Wow.
So if we do go, the playoff is there to be won, but hopefully we'll get the auto promotion, and we'll work really hard to do it.
Yeah. Love it.
Cool.
All right. Thanks, Tony.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Tony was brought to you by Noom. We love Noom. When it comes to losing weight, there's a lot of pressure out there to label foods good or bad, but that just creates unnecessary dilemmas. Noom is here to change how we see food with a psychology-based approach that looks at what you eat, but also how you eat. Instead of making you feel guilt or regret, Noom empowers you to keep going. Not everyone wants to be on a strict diet. Not everyone wants to do 2 days at the gym or drink questionable teas. I've been trying to drink broth every day. I finally came to the conclusion today that's not sustainable to do nothing but just drink broth and live off broth. But Noom can help you out if you've been going through diet struggles, if you've been on crash diets. They actually have a much healthier approach that I'm going to be taking. They teach you how to look at eating, how to look at wellness as a whole. It's based in psychology. It's very, very healthy way to get you to a healthier balance that's moldable to your life. And as a result, it's more sustainable that way, because crash diets, they call them crash diets because you crash while you're on them and then you crash back right after you get off them. Noom prevents all that. It helps you develop a healthy relationship with food. They use a cognitive behavioral approach. So it helps you unlearn some of the bad habits and develop new ones. One size does not fit all. Choose your goals, and Noom will personalize a weight loss program to you. 80% of Noom users finish the program. Over 60% have stuck with their goals for at least a year. That's huge. 60% of people that use this have stuck with their goals for at least a year. That's unbelievable. And you can start building better habits for healthier long-term results by signing up for your trial at Noom.com/PMT. Sign up for your trial at NOOM.com/PMT. Here he is, Patrick Wisdom.
Okay, we now welcome on very special guest. It is the greatest baseball player of all time. Over a 10-game period, right? Is that not true?
I guess it's true, yeah.
Yeah, it's Patrick Wisdom from the Chicago Cubs. I love him. He is here in studio. They're playing the Mets. So we're going to probably run this later on next week. Let's start there. I saw you in the hallway, and I mentioned it to you, but you guys played against Jacob deGrom last night. Just how much does that suck? Like, actually put it into perspective for the regular fan, how different it is going up against deGrom versus everyone else.
Yeah, it was a major suck. He shoved it last night. Mm-hmm. It's like going into a test knowing you're going to fail. Like, there's nothing you can do. Like, he's just going to overpower you, and you're going to walk back to the dugout saying, I don't know what I'm doing out here.
Yeah.
Just answer C every time, and maybe 1 out of every 4 times it'll be right?
Yeah.
You got to, like, sit on one pitch. So a guy like that, is there just one pitch that you're waiting for? You're like, maybe I'll get a slider that doesn't break?
Yeah, or it's maybe the 100-mile-an-hour fastball that you try to hit. But, I mean, the first pitch I barely even saw. Like, it hit the glove, I'm like, oh.
Really?
Yeah, I was
like you don't even, because it's that fast and that much movement and everything?
It explodes out of his hand, and, like, it gains speed as it gets to the glove.
Jesus.
It was something I've never seen before, obviously, but
wow,
sounds terrifying. Honestly.
Yes, I guess the scouting reporters just hope he has to leave with some kind of cramp or something. Even though, like, that's the craziest part is how good he's been, and he's also been injured like every other day.
Right.
So for people who don't know your story, I obviously know it because I watched the Cubs and I'm a Cubs fan. But you were a first-round draft pick for the Cardinals in 2012, basically fighting your way through the minors, never really got your big break. Then you come up, the Cubs have been injured this year, you come up this year, and you lit the world on fire. So you hit 9 home runs in 10 games. Is that right? Yeah, 9 home runs in 10 games. Been hitting everything. Like, it's got to be, we're in day, I don't know, like 20 or something of this. Have you been able to, like, settle down and be like, holy shit, like, I'm here and I'm doing this?
A little bit, yeah. Sometimes I catch myself thinking that out in the field, honestly. It's probably not a good place to do it, but, you know, just taking it all in. And, I mean, it's pretty special, honestly, yeah. Like, something I didn't really dream of and just kind of happened.
Yeah.
Now that you're on the Cubs, you can admit, like, you always hated St. Louis, right?
I might get some flack from the St. Louis fans, but, I mean, they treated me well there, too, so.
No, do it.
You can admit it. It's okay. No one in St. Louis listens to the show. We banned the entire city several years ago.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, Wrigley's sick. The fans there are really cool.
Way better than the Cardinals fans. Yeah, agreed.
I would say it's a lot louder.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, you got the beer cup snake too. I mean, outfield, you got the bleachers. It's tough to compete with that.
And they know when to applaud too, when to cheer in St. Louis. Sometimes they're all over the place. You know, they'll clap for some stuff that doesn't really deserve applause.
Yeah.
Yes. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, fair point. Yeah.
Yes.
You said it, not me. I'm curious to know where you stand because we have to talk spider tack. Actually, I've got some spider tack right here.
Oh, look at that.
Do you like what you see?
Don't touch it.
You want to use some of this?
Because then you could get in trouble if you shake, Kyle Hendricks' hand or something.
Yeah, it's actually got like tree nuts in it. So if somebody's allergic to sesame seeds or whatever, it can kill them.
Oh,
that's something.
Nut allergy.
Yeah, nut allergy, bad nut allergy.
Damn.
Do you fall on the side of like the pitchers are using certain substances for control and to get a better grip, and as a hitter, that's actually beneficial to you? Or are you like, have you noticed over the course of the last few years, like there's been a difference in how pitches are moving out of certain guys' hands?
Yeah, I mean, I'm all for the control aspect. You know, no one wants to get hit with a fastball or anything like that. And then, but I think if you're using it to like manipulate the ball, and I mean, you've seen some sliders that look like a wiffle ball. It's like trying to hit a wiffle ball in the backyard. You're good luck, you know. So I'm all for it if it's going to be for control and trying to throw strikes. I'm all for it because as an infielder trying to throw a ball with no grip, that sucks too. So I get that part of it.
Yeah.
You know, if you get a ground ball and the ball is kind of slick and it's like throwing a cue ball to first base and it's not fun.
Which is what you, whenever you get a ground ball, that's what it feels like because the Cubs don't cheat. So that was a smart way of saying that because there's nothing on the ball. So like your story is great. It's very baseball. Like, having your big break when you're 29. Is it weird in the clubhouse? Like, how do you get treated? Because you're not a rookie, but you also haven't had this long career, but you're also producing really well. Was there a moment where you felt comfortable, like, hey, I can bust balls, or has that not happened yet?
Oh yeah, I think it happened day one when I came in and Rizzo busted my balls for being in the cage. And so it just kind of
practicing.
Yeah, well, like I wasn't playing, so I was trying to just fit in my routine, and the guys were playing that day, and I'm just like waiting to hit, and next thing I know, like an hour goes by because everyone else has to hit, and then Rizzo was like, "You're still in here?" Like just busting my balls for it, and then breaks the ice right away, and so from then on, it's just been. I feel like I'm one of the boys.
I love that. Yeah. I love that.
Do you have any superstitions? We love weird baseball superstitions. I think my favorite was that one postseason where everybody just showed up wearing those fighting necklaces.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Do you have any fight necklaces?
I did, yeah. Those are collecting dust somewhere, though. I don't know where.
Did they work?
Some games.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. If you hit a home run, it was definitely a fighting necklace.
For sure.
Yeah. But do you have anything that you do in particular?
Yeah. I mean, sure. I got this one. So if I'm doing good or if I'm on a good little spell, I don't wash my jockstrap.
Okay.
Nice. Yeah.
Okay.
Just let it.
Dudes rock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So wait, that means you haven't washed your jockstrap yet, right? Like, right?
Yeah. I mean. Yeah.
Like, do the math.
Yeah.
You're on an all-time heater right now.
I think you've had the hottest start.
Take that for what it is.
Is it the hottest start to any career in baseball history?
It's like 1941. I saw someone like you were one of the only guys to ever do this, where it's like 9 home runs in 10 games.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's awesome.
And
I don't even know what was going on, so I was just
they always say
seeing
like
the ball hitting the ball.
the ball looks bigger when you're on a hot streak, when you're in the zone. Has the ball actually looked bigger to you?
Yeah, in some at bats for sure. But it's just more like you're comfortable up there. You're not worried about getting beat.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you just know that something's gonna happen.
What's the lamest newspaper headline that you've ever seen that's incorporated your last name poorly into it?
Good question.
Yeah, that is a good
Because
question.
I feel like if you played in the 40s or 50s, there would be some real stinkers.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I think the one that gets used the most is like Daily Wisdom. You know,
Yeah, Daily, that's good.
That's just very repetitive, but
Age before wisdom,
Yeah.
maybe.
So the stat was 8 home runs in 10 games. It ties the record for most by any player in his first 10 games with a team since 1900. So that's pretty. And then I love this quote from Ian Happ, who is a friend of ours. He says the guy has 7 pumps already, and he hasn't been here that long. I just like calling home runs pumps.
pumps, baby.
That's great.
Yeah.
Your first one on the Cubs, did I don't remember, did they not give you, like, I mean, that wasn't your first career home run, but did they do any superstitious, like, not, high five you? I love when that happens.
Yeah, I do.
Did that happen in your first home run?
No, I kind of wish it did though.
Yeah.
That'd be kind of cool.
You got robbed.
I did, yeah, in that sense, yeah.
That's the best, when everyone ignores you in the dugout, and it's, like, very, very funny, and you just have to stand there like, fuck.
Yeah, did you actually feel like, I don't know, left out, like not one of the guys because they didn't punk you?
I felt left out because, all these protocols. I was in a different locker room when I showed up.
Oh, really?
So, yeah, it was just me. I was just by myself in this other locker room.
Like Barry Bonds.
Yeah, I just felt kind of left out.
Damn.
And then, yeah, I got thrown into the fire and hit a homer, then everyone was my friend again. I was
Yeah,
like, all right.
yeah. I mean,
Like, hey, we
that's
need
the
you back in
fastest
this
way.
locker room.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the fastest way to get it done.
Have you ever thought about like getting in a late inning game when you guys are up, I don't know, 13, 14 runs and pitching?
I love that. That's
Yeah.
literally on my bucket list.
You
yeah.
can't do that, though, because that's Rizzo's thing. Like, he
I
loves
know,
doing
but-
that.
I know.
But
But
do
if
you-
I beat him to the mound, maybe then I'll...
Yeah.
Yeah, who's got better stuff?
I mean, he has an inning in the big leagues. I don't, so...
I think he has
gonna say
2.
2?
Yeah.
He struck out Freddie Freeman in, an
Yeah.
MVP, so
Yes.
I don't have that on my stat line.
And also, he's best friends with David Ross, so that kind of hurts
Yeah,
you a
he's
little.
got an in there.
Yeah.
What's in your arsenal? Like what do you have? You got a slider? You got a knuckleball?
Yeah, I got it all.
Okay.
As position players, we love to play catch, before the games and stuff, and then it just turns into like a little bullpen session and see what we can throw, see what works, see what doesn't work.
Yeah.
Was there ever a point in your career that you were, like, close to saying, I'm done? Like, I'm going to quit?
I never thought about quitting. I thought maybe about pitching. Like, hey, I know I have a good arm. Like, let's see if I can.
Oh, really? Like,
do it
you
on the
could?
mound.
You think you could throw that hard?
What's that hard?
Like
DeGrom
low
hard?
90s? Yeah, not
I
DeGrom.
can. I've hit 90, above 90 for sure.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, so you should pitch. You should do. I mean, Shohei Ohtani's
Shohei,
kind of.
he's on another level.
That would be pretty sick. But there wasn't ever because it is baseball is there's no sport like it in that if you get drafted first round, any other sport you're playing. I mean, maybe hockey a little bit, but like you're playing right away almost.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And baseball, it's a grind, and you're up and down and up.
Right.
So there was never a point where you're like, man, like is this gonna ever break for me? Like is this ever gonna work out for me?
Yeah, I mean those thoughts happen. They come through your head like, dang, like when am I gonna get there? When am I gonna get my chance? But at the end of the day, I was still putting food on the table for my family, and like it was a cool gig. Being at AAA is fun. You get to go to cool cities. You're with the boys in the clubhouse and on the road, and I mean it's a ton of fun. So
I also read that you have like you did like some kind of like positive vibes thinking something. You read a book and you're like change your life.
yeah, I mean I guess like an aha moment, but yeah, just like
Will you just do positive vibes? Tell us that. Can you explain that to us? We would love to get in.
no,
on
it's just like just perspective, just like how you see things and like what you take from what you see.
So how do you
No,
see
I don't.
things?
I honestly don't. Like,
Like
I
if-
always see like when I'm watching a game, I'm like, here comes the loss.
Yeah. So like obviously I think that too. I'm like, oh, well, we're down, like we're probably gonna lose, but like if I can walk away from my at bat or like what I did with a positive like thought, then it helps me tomorrow or the next day, or I can go to sleep. Whether I'm not like
okay.
dwelling on like, oh shit, I'm 0 for 10.
All right, let me give you a scenario. You strike out. The count is 1-2.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, pitch comes in, you foul tip it. third pitch comes in, you swing and you miss. You walk back to the dugout. How are you spin zoning that? Are you like, well, at least I made contact on that one pitch?
Well, it'd be like if the pitch was in the zone. Did I swing at a pitch I wanted to swing at?
You swung at a strike.
Yeah.
As opposed, okay.
Or I suppose like chasing a 50-footer, that bounces before the plate, or pitch over my head, which I've done in the past. So then you walk back and you're like, gosh, you're so stupid, like, what are you swinging at?
Okay.
You're saying the same things the fans are saying to you, in your head. You're like, what are you swinging at?
So positive
it's like
vibes.
you have to find
little things.
one thing that's positive about even the most negative interaction that you have.
Yeah, just because, especially in this game, it's so negative. Like, you're going to fail 70% of the time, and then you're going to be good. Like, if you fail 70% of the time, you're probably a Hall of Famer, which is crazy to think about.
Right.
In any other, sector of life, that just doesn't happen. You're probably fired.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just being able to, wrap your head around that perspective and, just enjoy it. It's a game.
I'm going to try to start doing that.
It's not it's...
I showered today.
Yeah.
There you go.
Positive thought.
Yeah. There you go, yeah.
What'd you do, PFT?
I showered my body.
Yeah. Not your hair?
Not my hair.
All right, but that's okay. That's tomorrow.
You can't wash your hair every day.
You can't wash your hair every day, and you
true.
know what? You can't win them all, so I can't dwell on that big cat. I got to look forward to the next opportunity to wash my hair.
Yeah.
Yes.
You just move on.
Yeah, you just put on a baseball cap, and then you go to work.
There you go.
I have one last question. What's your? You're not gonna like this question, but what's your? You're a free agent after this year, right?
If the Cubs take me off the roster, I'll be a free agent.
Got it. Okay, because I was gonna say, what's it like knowing that Ricketts is totally going to cut all the costs and not sign any of Javi or Rizzo or Chris Bryant, so you probably are going to benefit from that.
I could benefit from that if that were the case. Yeah, I hope they don't. Yeah. It'd be cool to come back next year and play with all those guys.
Is it fun playing with Javi at short?
Yeah,
he's got so much swag.
Oh my gosh, it's like I'm wishing some swag would come over to me, but it's incredible what he does. The play he made yesterday was really tight.
Were you in the dugout when that play against the Pirates happened, when he chased them all the way, he lured them back to home plate?
Yeah.
What was that like in the dugout as he was just making a clown of an entire franchise?
I think we were all mind blown too. What just happened? Because he's doing that, then he called the runner at home safe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he was like, oh, I got to run to first. Ran to first, called himself safe, and then ran to second.
It was also one of those plays that you start questioning whether you know the rules.
Yeah.
I was like, do I know the rules? What just happened here?
Wait a second.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How is that possible? I didn't think you could run backwards to home.
Yeah, I thought he was automatically out if you.
Same.
Yeah.
If you reverse course going, if you reverse course going from home to first, you're automatically out. But then it's no, he just found a way to do it.
At any point, the first baseman could have just been you know what? I'm tired of chasing. I'm going to walk back to first base and put my foot on it.
That's
and
all
then
he had to do.
Into the inning.
No run scored, nothing.
Right. Did he say anything to you after he rejoined the team? Was he holy shit, I can't believe they actually followed me to home plate?
Pretty much, yeah. What were they doing? What were they thinking kind of thing? But I think that was just a fiasco. No one knew what to do, and it mind blew everybody.
Yeah.
Oh, here's a quick headline we'll make before we go. If you were asked to do the home run derby, will you do it?
Oh, heck yeah.
Okay, so there we go.
Okay.
Perfect.
I
Patrick
love
Wisdom
that.
says that he would do the home run derby.
Yeah.
That's all we need. That's just a headline we'll throw out there.
And if you get in, you have to beat Christian Yelich.
Yeah. Well,
he's in it?
Good response.
Probably
he's
not.
hit 3
I know,
home runs
He's
this year.
bad.
Yeah.
He's bad. Well, he's not bad. Don't want to say that.
No,
I don't
we
want
don't
to give him
wanna-
motivation.
We have so
I have to eat Big Cat's ass, and he has to eat my ass
if
he
Christian
wins
Yelich
the
ever
home run
wins the
derby.
home run derby.
It's one of those things that you say just in the moment. And
We've had him
don't
on a
think it'll
bunch.
ever be a scenario, but
He's a very good guy.
He is, yeah.
And it was probably 3 years ago, and he was like, yeah, I got a home run swing. This was before he won his MVP. I was like, no, you fucking don't. And then he's like, yeah, I can hit home runs. And we're like, all right, well, if you ever win the home run derby, we'll eat each other's asses. And now we're here.
Your two butts?
Yeah.
we gotta figure out a way to weasel out of that.
I didn't know if Christian was in on this.
No, he's just sitting there. He just tortures us every now and then. He'll remind us, but then he hurt his back last year or the year before, so he had to pull out. And then last year, obviously, there wasn't a home run derby, so we're just it's just a ticking time bomb for us.
I think we dodged a bullet on that one.
It would be incredible to watch us.
I feel like Big Cat think it's gonna happen. And
No, I'm still nervous. Yeah,
dodge the bullet. And he's
I'm
ticking
still
time
very
bomb.
nervous.
I don't. I think that its time has passed. I'm not. There was to be totally honest with you, there was about a 30-day period where we had to plan out how we were going to eat each other's asses.
We're gonna maybe actually like
because
shave a piece of skin off.
Yeah, we're gonna like mix it in with chili or something like that.
Cannibalism.
Yeah, but that, I mean, if you have to pick a way to do it, that's the only way that you can like look yourself in the mirror. I'd never be able to visit a dentist after that because every problem that comes up, I just automatically think, well, that must be from Big Cat's shit.
Yeah, cannibal. I am still nervous because I do think that, like, you know how a player would be like, I still have things left to prove? I think that's all he has left to prove.
Yeah. What if he knows he's like, all right, I got 1 or 2 years left? Like,
yeah, right.
Give me in the Derby.
Yeah, like, I'm not even going to play in the season. I'm just going to play in the Derby.
Major League Baseball would probably do that to get ratings.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like, knowing that that's what was on the line. So there was, like, a half second when you said that you would compete. I was about to say something really stupid, but I didn't because I've learned from the Christian Yelich debacle.
Just going to root for you.
So just go. I hope you win it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'm rooting for you.
So
Also, do you respect 90 still?
Respect 90?
Yeah.
Miles an hour?
No, running to first base. You always respect 90?
Yeah.
Just want to make sure. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't want to see you not respect 90.
No, you got to respect
At any
90.
point.
You got it.
Okay. Like if you hit one into the gap, but you think it's gone, and you maybe not run so hard out of the box, and not respecting 90,
yeah,
I'm gonna be pissed.
I mean, you can't lead the league in doubles stopping at first.
Right, there it is. That's a great point.
Yeah.
That's a great point.
Because if you still get thrown out of second, you still get a base hit.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you ever sprint to first base on a walk?
I haven't done that, no.
Do it. Do it.
Okay, if I walk next?
You should do it one time. Do it on like Sunday Night Baseball.
Yeah. Or no, tonight, if you walk against the Mets, which will even be better because this isn't going to come out till next week. So then we'll like do a callback. Like, people are like, why'd he do that? Like, now this is out. Here's why.
That goes a long way with the old beat writers. They'll be like,
it'll be great.
You know what? He plays the game the right way.
Yes, that will be great. That will be great.
Okay.
All right. Well, this has been awesome, man. You're welcome back anytime. Recurring guest.
Thank you.
Keep hitting home runs. It's fucking sick.
Yeah.
What was the longest one you've hit? In your entire career?
Oh, in my entire career?
Yeah.
Like 460 something.
I think they lie, by the way.
I think so too.
There are times when a guy will hit one into like out of the park or like if you hit one out of Wrigley and they're like, yeah, that was 467. I'm like, no, it wasn't. It was fucking 500. Give him 500.
Yeah. Like
why
some
not?
balls Stanton and Judge hit. I'm like, okay, that didn't go 427. That went like 527 feet.
Yeah, dude.
Don't sell them short.
We went to the All-Star game in Miami and Judge hit a home run that hit the like back wall of the stadium like super high up, and they're like, yeah, that was 480. It's like, dude, that was never gonna land. It was literally never gonna land.
And they also do this thing where if you hit it into like the third deck, if you're in Toronto or something like that and lands up there, they can tell you exactly how far it would have gone.
Yeah.
Like when it hits a seat that's only 370 feet away or whatever.
Right.
I don't trust that math.
Yeah, I don't trust StatCast either. StatCast made up.
Yeah, I think
They
so
just
too.
guess.
I think
They're like, oh, he hit that hard, 110 exit velocity. I guess
it kind of went like straight up, so it's like 50 degrees.
Right. I swear to God, I met the StatCast guy at Wrigley once, and I just sat there grilling him. And he had his two computers out, and I was like, "You're making this up." He's like, "No, I swear to God, we're not." I'm like, "Yeah, you are. I know you are." And like he hit one, and then I guessed it. And I was like, pretty much right on.
Yeah.
Like, so you're making it up.
Yeah, you're just throwing numbers out there.
All right. Well, Patrick, thank you, man. Appreciate it, and good luck for the rest of the season.
Dude, thank you guys. This is an honor.
Yeah, thank you
so
very
much.
much.
This is sick.
Patrick Wisdom is brought to you by Shady Rays. Spring weather, longer days are here to stay, which is why you need the official shades of Part of My Take, Shady Rays. I'm rocking my Shady Rays right now. I wear them every single day. They're my favorite sunglasses in the entire world. And whether you're one of the thousands who rock their shades daily like me, or you're new to the brand, you don't want to miss the great deal that they have going on right now. It's time to stock up on sunglasses. It's beach season, it's lake season, it's river season. You're going to be losing some sunglasses, but you want sunglasses that look awesome. So you don't want to break the bank on super, super expensive sunnies, but you do want to get Shady Rays because they look like awesome, super expensive sunglasses, but they're very, very affordable. And if you lose them, they have the best warranty in the entire business. They will send you a free pair if you lose them or if you break them, no questions asked. They're high quality too. They're polarized for those trips to the lake or if you need a much needed extended vacation. If you go to shadyrays.com and use promo code PMT35, you get 35% off the entire order. 35% off. You can try Shady Rays blue light glasses, their hottest collection. They've got a PMT fan favorite style, which is the classic timber, with blue light blocking lenses for the indoors and for the outdoors. Try all their glasses. Take a look at them, find something that you like, and you can get 35% off the entire order. It's the best time to do it. Just go to shadyrays.com and use promo code PMT35. And when you shop with code PMT35, you can get a pair of polarized shades for as low as $31. shadyrays.com and use promo code PMT35.
Breaking news.
Alex Caruso just got arrested.
Oh no!
No.
For stealing?
Guess.
For stealing people's money because his Top Shot is worth $5,000 a piece now.
Nope. Nick has looking up cheating.
Illegal Bosley possession.
Nope.
What happened?
He got arrested for marijuana possession at Texas A&M.
Oh,
What is he?
throw away the key. That's
What is he doing at Texas A&M?
Well, that's literally the only place on earth that you can still get arrested for marijuana.
Yeah.
It's a College
Also,
Station.
like, Alex Caruso, NBA player, NBA stud, but I feel like the only place where he really probably gets that full
Love.
stud treatment is Texas A&M.
Yeah, I just don't know. That's but if he gets that stud treatment at Texas A&M, he shouldn't get arrested.
Facts.
Like, you're big man on campus. You're big man on campus.
That's a fact.
Oh no, Caruso.
I feel like there's more to this story too, because you really have to fuck up in 2021 to get busted for pot.
LeBron better come out against him hard. There's kids on Twitter. He's got his movie to sell.
Agreed.
You want kids to be doing weed?
They should be drinking wine.
All right, 2 ounces, so, you know.
That's a significant amount of work.
Yeah. Oh, my God.
All right.
Wait. Caruso's moving weight?
I mean,
time.
no, but, like, if you're Alex Caruso, like, you don't just buy, like, an eighth. You just buy 2 ounces because who cares? You're Alex Caruso. You have so much money.
Right.
Yeah, but you
I
could
feel like
probably...
You also should have someone else buy it for you.
yeah, you got
you're
a fall
NBA.
guy.
Yeah, you should definitely have a fall
Like,
guy.
you're not that guy.
Yeah.
You're not that guy, pal.
Also,
you're
you-
not have to buy the weed guy anymore.
You live in California.
right.
Right.
Pretty abundant, I'm told.
All
out
of it
west.
doesn't really add up there. Pretty
And it was by
bad.
Texas A&M University Police, so he's on campus.
Of course.
Yeah.
It's probably the cadets. The cadets probably did like a citizen's arrest on him and detained him and waited for law enforcement to come.
Yeah.
What a weird place.
All right. Let's do some Mike Greenberg Zum rules real quick. So, baseball they're cracking down on the sticky stuff. They're now doing mandatory checks. Players are making a mockery of it, which I personally love. I know the counter argument will be, oh no, don't take it out on the umpires. Fuck that, dude. The MLB sucks. The MLB's so stupid.
It was very funny seeing Max Scherzer get searched 3 times. He got searched 3 times on the mound today. So my understanding is that the managers can call for like 2.
Yeah.
Or like you get like 2 free passes. I don't even know exactly what the rules are, but I do know that Girardi like asked for a 3rd one on
Right.
Scherzer, and Scherzer undid his belt buckle, took his glove off, took his hat off, threw it at him, and then Girardi got tossed later. But it's ridiculous. Like at some point, I feel like Trevor Bauer, when he gets searched, he's probably just going to strip. He's just probably going to take off the shirt.
That
take off
actually
the
basically
pants.
just happened in the A's game. It was who was it? Someone just basically stripped.
Sergio Romo.
Sergio Romo essentially stripped in front of the ump. And I know there's going to be people who are like, well, what should they do? Let him keep cheating? Yeah, that's what MLB has always done. That's what they did for the steroid era. That's what they did for the Greeny era. That's what they did for juicing the balls, which probably led to the pitchers being like, we have to even this somehow by doing the sticky stuff. My whole point is you should fix it, but don't fix it in the middle of the season only after it becomes public because you feel like a fool for letting it go on and having it be an open secret for so long. That's why MLB is stupid.
I love how Rob Manfred was like, you know what, fans, we hear you loud and clear. You want baseball to be more like the TSA. So we're gonna have you take your shoes off, put your laptops in a tray. It's honestly like it's ridiculous that every time they do this, they're stopping the game for like 7 minutes.
Yeah,
at
pace
a time.
of play. It's just so stupid.
So I got a couple ideas for how maybe we could even this out a little bit. First is just if the manager asks the umpires to go out there and check the pitcher more than once in a game,
Yeah.
the manager then has to go to bat if they don't find anything.
I think you should just, if you get checked, it should be like, not TSA, but let's call it like going into a stadium and getting checked going into a stadium. If you get checked and you're able, so you get checked the first inning. If you're able to sneak something onto the mound in the second inning, it should play.
If you've
Like,
got
if you can get a flask into the fucking game, you should get to drink out of that flask.
If you got a nip of pine tar,
that would
in
be
your
funny.
pocket, yeah,
Right.
Or
if like he pulls off his pants and out of his jockstrap comes some spider tack.
here's what we got. What about this? If they check you, you don't get caught. You are allowed to use whatever you want from that point forward. You can't be checked for anything.
Right.
Like, so if, let's say the manager is allowed to request you to get checked twice, then at that point you can flagrantly cheat for the rest of the game.
Yeah.
You can just like have a bottle of airplane glue
Right.
in your hand,
Right.
and be doing that between pitches.
I'm in for it.
And that's all fair. So you get 2 requests for this, and if it goes past that, then you're fucking over your own team.
It's just, I cannot believe that, and it's crazy that there are actually people out there who are like, I side with the MLB here. Well, for why? They fucking let everyone cheat for their history of the game, and just because they got exposed, they're gonna swing the pendulum of justice so hard. Like, you're making a drastic change in the middle of a season. I do think you should stop with the spider tack and all that shit, but this is just so over the top ridiculous.
Yeah.
So over the top ridiculous. And it's so classic MLB where they're like, well, we fucked up, and now we didn't care that we fucked up. We cared that we got caught, and now we're going to just make it so apparent that we're checking everyone, that the game gets slower and all the pace of the play. It's so stupid. It's so stupid.
Okay, I'm watching Sergio Roma right now take his belt off, pants all the way down, like to his knees. They could just hide anything they want under their ball sack.
It's
Like prison. Are the umpires going to be like, hey, turn around, lift it up,
Joe West will. Joe West will. All right, FAQs. Let's finish with FAQs, then Billy.
I do want to say, just going back to our conversation about memes earlier, he did come through ZipRecruiter. We got over 3,000 people send in their resumes. We went through a bunch. But how I look at it is when I go through resumes, and it's like you either put your resume with just words on it, and memes was like, oh, I've been doing PMT memes for the last, 12 months on my own, just doing it. That obviously says a lot more. So if you are thinking of how to get in the door, it's like, just do it. Do it without anyone telling you what to do, because then
you've got a body of work.
Then I look at it, I'm like, I don't have to tell this person what to do when he works here. FAQs. What's your favorite podcast at Barstool that you are not affiliated with?
That's a good question. I like the Sit Down. It's pretty good.
Nope.
What?
Well, it could be.
It's not here.
Could
yeah.
be.
That might be a future one.
Can I say KFC Radio even though I was affiliated?
No.
Okay. What the fuck?
I gotta unplug the fridge.
All right.
I like Chiclets.
Chiclets is great.
Chiclets is amazing.
Respect.
Chiclets is the best.
I like. Trying to think what my favorite
Token
one
CEO?
is.
Dave Portnoy show. Always good for the drama.
Yeah, I do listen to that one. I mean, I don't listen to a lot of podcasts, but when I do listen to
Unnecessary
podcasts.
Roughness is good. I'm a college football fan.
Caller
Dave
Daddy,
Portnoy show.
R.I.P. I like
We're
wrestling.
now just listening to listing all of them.
Right.
Son of a Boy Dad,
Yep.
the new Sass and Roan joint. Those are my guys.
Anus.
He was mad that you
No,
guys didn't
don't say
credit him
anus.
Why?
for
'Cause they'll-
Singy for the summer.
It would be funnier if we just didn't say anus.
and obviously LCB,
bleep
the
that out.
LCB boys.
Yeah, bleep out anus because then they're
You are
like, I can't
affiliated
believe
with
you
him.
didn't say that.
Sass was mad at you guys, though, for not crediting him.
For what?
Singy for the summer.
Oh, I can't say Redline. I'm affiliated.
He said that?
Apparently.
Dog Walk.
Okay. So, how many of the...
ZBT.
How many of the...
Uncle Chap.
I mean, the reality of the situation is we don't have that much time to listen to podcasts.
They're all very great.
But they are good. We watch all the clips and we listen to them when we can.
Mm-hmm.
How many of the friends of PMT are you guys truly close friends with? Big Cat said something about if he texted Blake Griffin about hanging out after the title, he'd be hit with a haha reaction. Do the other Blakes fall into that? What about Jared, Chris Long, etc.?
I would consider Chris Long to be a friend of ours.
Chris and Kyle are friends. Jared would hang out.
The other Blakes?
Yeah.
Blake
Yeah.
Bortles. Blake Bortles is like on a 24-hour text delay, but he definitely would hang out.
I feel like Blake Koepka is
He's a ha-ha guy.
perimeter
No.
friend. He's a friend.
No, I think he would hang out. Brooks
think he
would
would.
definitely hang out. Brooks would absolutely hang out.
But it's weird calling somebody like an actual friend when we've only... How many times have we met him face to face?
2?
I think twice.
Yeah. But there's people, if I hit him up and was like, hey, let's get dinner or something, that Brooks would definitely fall in that category. Who else would fall in that category?
Stu Feiner.
Stu Feiner. Absolutely.
Going out there tomorrow for field day.
Yep. It's going to be incredible. We're going to get him on the show. I know. We'll make a list.
Florio's family.
Yeah. Well, should we make a list?
Say Prisco maybe over Florio, just
can
because
make
you
a
could get into
full
some
list.
shit with him.
We don't need to make a list.
No, we can make a list. Make a list, Billy.
Danny Woodhead.
All right.
Danny Woodhead for sure.
Not a question. I actually did see this a lot in response to the end of the show on Monday.
Rachel Nichols.
Does he count?
Nah.
Mark Titus.
Wait, did you narrow Russillo or Rachel Nichols?
No, Rachel
Yes.
Nichols is cool.
Priscilla, no?
Nah.
Priscilla's a friend.
Are you picking a fight with
Priscilla's a friend of
Russillo?
mine.
You're not that dude.
You're not that dude.
Like, guy.
You're not that guy or
You're
that
not-
dude.
You're neither one.
Like if you versus
You really
Russillo,
you're coming
not
at
that guy.
Russillo?
No, I just.
Dude, he would. No offense, but Russillo would snap you in half.
Who says? I'm just giving my opinion. Why is everyone coming at me?
I'm gonna tell Russillo you said that.
Dude, I'm gonna tell Russillo that you.
That's
said
fine.
You
I
could
would
take
smoke
him.
Russillo 1-on-1.
Oh, and what?
Anything.
Oh my God.
Chess,
Sure.
probably. Yeah.
Hope your will's in order.
No
By the way,
question.
did you? Someone tweeted me that. What?
He posted a picture. I wasn't even sure if there was a hoop in it. It was just him shooting. I was like, I think he might have just posted that in a
but
field.
sick elevation.
Yeah.
We did our wills.
I don't know why. I love you, Russillo. I don't know why.
I don't know why either.
Blame
Also,
Big
I
Cat.
love
This
her.
is-
No, I love.
No,
her.
I love her.
Hank, he was just clearing out his phone. He made that very clear. He's
Right.
like, here are a bunch of old photos I
Photo
got to
dump.
clear out and put on Instagram. That's my favorite is when and someone's like clearing out my phone from all my summer vacation.
Yeah.
Just
photos.
randomly thought of these pictures that I clearly was going back through to look at.
I'm actually not going to say the will thing because that was a funny tweet, but it's also sad.
What?
The one I sent you, Hank. We did a will 2 years ago on PMT where we all said what everyone gets.
Yeah, no.
My will had Leroy and Rhea.
Yeah. Speaking of that, though, that's a good,
It's like yeah, someone was like, "Way to go, Big Cat."
Cold takes exposed.
that is a good transition to this next one. I did get a lot of responses and people reaching out after the end of the show on Monday and people being like, I went through something similar and part of my take helped me get through that. So this FAQ is kind of,
So what do you use? ZBT?
Just wanted to, no, I'm still figuring that out.
Oh, okay.
Just wanted to say thanks to the whole pod, especially our special boy Hank, big fan of the show. It's gotten me through some rough times. Love you guys. Oh, and Sons of Four. So that's more just like we do get a lot of those messages. I appreciate them. They're nice to see.
I thought
It's
everyone
crazy. It
stepped
kind of
up.
blows my mind. Yeah.
I thought everyone stepped up. Like all the responses I saw, I thought everyone stepped up and was appropriate and respected it, and it was nice. It was good to see. We can be adults every now and then.
Yeah, and sometimes I just don't think about, we just do the show. It's our job. It's funny or whatever. We have laughs, but it's seeing people that reach out and are like, oh, this show helps me a lot. It helps me get through stuff. Like it's cool to see.
Mm-hmm.
Let's do one more.
All right, I'm not going to do this to Billy then. Have you guys been back to Canton to put flowers at Larry's grave or to see if the tree signage is still there? No fucking chance. And AWL definitely stole that shit as soon as the fan drove off.
I would be shocked if Larry's body had not been desecrated at this point.
We should actually just say it because
Yeah.
it's the perfect. Hey, remember when everyone stepped up when Hank opened his heart? Well, the reverse of it is when we buried Larry, and not 24 hours later, some asshole tweeted at us, and we actually made a pact in this group that we're like, we're not going to give him any shine. He dug up Larry's grave and ripped the thing off and was like, I wanted it for my house. You fucking asshole! I hope you got hit by a bus.
Also, joke's on you because that wasn't even Larry's body. That was a random goldfish we found at the pet store and killed and buried there just so that you would take it. We still have Larry's body here.
And
It's actually Larry's body,
Yeah, it
and you
is.
got it. But fuck you.
it's got Jimmy Hoffa's DNA on it, so you could be implicated in a crime, my friend. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that sucked. That was a very big moment of like, nah, we didn't do it right.
I didn't think it was
Well,
too
we
much
did-
to
we
ask.
did it
we
right.
did it right.
Yeah, we
but
did it right.
No, like the AWLs didn't do it.
I don't know. Maybe I'm naive. I don't think it's too much to ask to be like, hey, don't dig up my pet's body.
24 hours. I wanted 1 week. I wanted to just not know. If you dug it up and never told us, we would have been happy.
You know what I really wanted?
Someone should go back there and put up a sign. We'll send you a T-shirt if you do that.
I wanted-
if you're in Canton, Ohio, find the tree.
I wanted other
deserves it. Larry, too,
AWLs to be
deserves
able
it.
to stop by and
Right.
pay their respects
Right.
for
Right.
at least a little bit.
You
Right.
ruined it,
You-
that guy.
There's people that actually took road trips to Canton, Ohio to visit poor Larry's little fish body, and they just arrived there and saw a giant hole in the ground.
Fucking asshole.
I was
Really bummed me out.
I love the guy that brought his kid to that,
Yeah, that was
great.
great. Yeah, that kid's scarred for life.
and the poor guy that brought his wife or whatever, and she was just like, "What's going
Yeah,
on?"
she's like, this sucks. It's Saturday afternoon. All right, Billy.
So we missed a couple things today. First, my hot seat is wings. Wingstop is now Thigh Stop due to the national wing shortage. There was a 3-time price increase in wings, so it actually had it's actually been a better investment to invest in wings than it would be to invest in like some cryptos right now. So like we should have been buying wings. My Cool Throne.
Well, we were.
Yeah, you used to eat them.
No, but like to store.
Got it.
For
Buying and freezing wings. So wait,
yeah.
what does this mean for Buffalo Wild Wings? Is
I
it
don't know.
Buffalo Wild Thighs?
Yeah, Wild Thighs.
That actually sounds like a better
Chicken
restaurant.
Chicken thighs are actually cheaper than chicken wings now.
What about
but they're dark
drumsticks?
med. Drumsticks are technically chicken wings.
Really?
No,
Yeah.
they're not. They're legs. Those are legs. Wings are the arms. Wings
Yeah,
are the
same
wings.
thing.
of the
Wings,
bird.
yeah.
This is a wing, right? So
I know what it means
here
for
are the
drumsticks.
sections, and then that's the drumstick.
But Rick Ross had a killer commercial. My Cool Throne is Jameis Winston's friends because he's still employing them to train him.
Yeah,
And there was a bunch of awesome videos today
they were.
that were hilarious. So
He's
Cool
the
Throne's
he's the
friends.
workout king.
I feel like he's
Exactly.
trolling us at this point.
What was he? What were the numbers?
What do you mean? Oh, and so what was happening was he had a buddy that was standing downfield,
And flashing?
holding up like
Oh,
hands, like
yeah.
how many fingers am I holding up? And James proving to us that he has the eyesight of a peregrine falcon at this point, was calling out those numbers left and right, not even squinting. I don't know if you saw his eyes.
I love it.
Nothing's ever going to match the giant scrotum workout video though,
Yeah.
where he just had that big swinging ball bag just going back and forth.
Yeah.
Also, people think Tom Brady was talking about the 49ers and Jimmy Garoppolo because people said that Tom Brady always wanted to move back to California and retire at his childhood team.
That's
Got
right.
it.
That he was at that game with Chris Berman.
Exactly. Also, RG3 released a video, to Jake's point, of him running apparently a 4.3740, which was totally false, which definitely means that it was also fake news, like what Jake was talking about.
Yeah.
Also,
That's weird. I feel like we discussed that earlier about RG3's 40 time on the Instagram video. All right, set the giant counter back to 0 days for Billy.
what?
PFT talked about it.
Okay.
He brought it up.
The sticky stuff persecution in the MLB is because of there's been the lowest batting average in the league. It's been much
Because
lower
they
than
deadened
last
the
year's.
balls.
No, because there's remember that
They deadened the
tweet.
balls.
Remember the tweet storm about the guy who was saying that people were Stein stealing the Yankees were implicated. They found a bunch of
Yeah.
cameras. Well,
Ryan
basically,
Spader, right?
they all stopped doing that, so the batting average.
They deadened the balls.
The batting averages went down because of the cameras. That's my theory. And now
Okay,
they're
but they
cracking
also
down.
deadened the balls. Like the MLB is so stupid. They juiced the balls so there'd be more home runs. Then when everyone was like, the balls are juiced, and the balls were juiced. Then the pitchers were like, well, fuck, we got to figure out something to stop that. So we're gonna put a bunch of sticky shit on our hands. Then they deadened the balls, and then they're like, the batters were like, well, now it's not fair. They have the sticky stuff. See how the MLB just keeps putting themselves in a circle?
Now would actually be
It's just so
it'd
stupid.
be the best time for a batter to just straight up cork your bat.
Let everyone
No one's
cork
looking at the
bats,
batters, yeah.
Juice the balls, juice the players,
Steroids for
spider
everyone.
tack for everyone.
Mandatory steroids.
Let's just see how fast guys can throw and how far home runs can
Weave
go.
uniforms out of fighting necklaces. Give them all the
God damn it. I
superpowers.
hate them. Sorry, Billy, that wasn't about you.
I also dug Larry's grave.
That's a lie.
No, I'm on video digging Larry's grave.
Oh, you dug the whole
Yeah,
floor.
yeah,
You didn't dig him up.
Yeah, you didn't desecrate.
No, I didn't desecrate. I dug
Yeah,
the grave.
you
I
dug
was the
his grave.
Undertaker.
Yes.
I didn't dig deep enough.
Yes.
Oh,
No, but-
I like the responsibilities taken though,
I
Big
like the
Cat.
responsibility, but I'm going to back you up. I remember because I think I also maybe dug a little bit of it. There was that tree was a very old tree, and there was a lot of roots.
True.
A lot of roots.
Chipmunks carry more ticks than deer.
Oh, wow.
Chipmunks carry more.
58.
Really?
8.
Yeah, big Lyme disease.
They're way cuter though. Chipmunks are cute,
66.
like the cutest thing ever.
99.
18.
It's like baby ducks.
I feel like
chipmunks.
someone's going to get in here.
69.
Say something?
8. Always 8.
19.
Is that a first timer?
19 is moved to the 4-time category.
Whoa.
Joining 17, 38, and 80.
She's a thirsty little bitch that 19.
Whoa.
All right, love you guys.